Live from beautiful downtown Bastrop, it's time for the Stage Select, starring Julian Titus and Justin Ham.
What could this possibly be? Seems a lot like a podcast. Wonder what specifically. Talking about video games with your hosts. You're in good hands. Not more of the same. Now we'll jump right in. So expect the unexpected and more. Now we'll get grooving. Never know who's gonna walk through the door. There just might be some tragedy. It's just having fun with our special guest. Time for Stage Select.
And here are your hosts, Julian Titus and Justin Ham.
Welcome, one and all, to the Stage Select. I'm Julian Titus.
And I'm Justin Ham. Hi. We are here, and now it's time to talk about stuff that we did. But before that, as I've said, I bought a house. Julian, I received a milestone for me personally.
Okay.
I received my first door-to-door solicitor.
Yeah, it doesn't take long, does it?
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't. Oh, man.
It was bad for me because since it was an obviously new house and it had just been moved into, it was like a constant parade for like the first couple weeks.
Yeah. I believe that. So the way it went down, it took, and this was just yesterday that it happened. As of this recording, it was yesterday. We had a package because we were expecting a package. And so I went out to get it. It was from Walmart, and I went out to get the package from Walmart. And I had in it, and so we have a system for the dog that we order. The dog is a big boy, and he loves pig ears. But if he knows that the pig ears are in the house, he will eat all the pig ears. So what you have to do is you have to take them out to the car. So we keep all of them in the trunk and get like 3 or 4 out at a time. And then he's cool. Or else he'll eat us out of house and home. It's a whole thing. So I go out to get these pig ears and I'm like, okay, I'm going to take them around to the trunk. And as soon as I like reach down to get the bag, I look up and then there's just a man there. And I'm like, okay, why is this man here? And
sometimes there's just a man there.
Sometimes there's just a man there, and and he begins like, "Hey, I'm from ADT, and I would like to talk to you about home security." And I was like, "Okay, this is kind of awkward." And he is going into his whole spiel and doing his whole thing. And he's telling me like, "Oh man, you're gonna because this is an ADT sponsored neighborhood. I don't know if you knew that." I was like, "No, why would I fucking know that? Like they just tell you that." But by the way, this is like a whole fucking thing. I looked this up afterwards. I was like, it's actually not ADT. It's just people that sell ADT services and they mark up all the shit and tell you that you have like a big credit and shit to get you to buy it, which is what this guy did. And I was kind of cracking the fuck up after I learned that. I was like, oh man, that's great. But anyway, he starts going in this whole spiel and I'm just holding this bag of pig ears the entire time. And he's like, can I come in and do stuff? And I was like, I don't know about all that. And he was like, no, it'll be okay. It'll only take a little bit. And I'm like, no, we have a dog and he's a big boy and I don't need all that. Like, I don't want to risk all that. So no, we're not going to go inside. Can we do whatever the fuck it is you want to do outside? I didn't say that, but I was like, we can do it outside. And he was like, yeah, no, we can do it outside. But like, he was clearly like, no, I really would like to get out of the cold. And I'm like, no, we're going to do it out here where it's uncomfortable, you motherfucker. And so then I was like, okay, well, follow me. I need to take this to the trunk. So I lead him. So I live on a corner lot. I live on a corner lot. So the way I have to do this whole like transition thing is I basically have to pick up the package from my front porch, walk all the way around the street, and then because like it's hard to explain, but you have to walk around to get to the driveway. So I walk all the way around so that the dog doesn't see me and know that there's pig ears because I'm hidden by the fence. So I walk all the way around the house, then put them in the trunk, and then
important question.
Yes.
Are you also I enter my house through the garage person as I am?
So our garage is separate from the house.
Oh, I forgot about that.
But we come in through the backyard.
Okay.
Yeah. So like everything's through the backyard, right? So like
I feel like that's the play for most people these days.
Right.
Like the front door isn't really being used that much.
The front door is like, and if anything, like it's I'm not. I don't want to use that. Like the only thing
that's for guests.
For guests and for me to get my mail and packages, and that's about it. And pray nobody sees me like just peeking out with like whatever I had, like with no shoes on and fucking getting this shit with the snow on the ground. I'm just like, oh, my feet are cold, this sucks. But anyway, so I walk this man through my yard, which is just covered. There's still snow on the ground. I'm walking him through this little thing and all the way back through this stuff, and I'm putting this stuff in, and he's still talking to me. And he's doing his salesman chat up of like, oh yeah, I'm looking for a house too and all this other stuff. And I'm like, that's cool, man. All right, where do you want to do this at? And I was like, we're outside. This is pretty much where we're going. I guess we can go in the backyard. That's fine. So I lead him into the backyard. And
why had you not turned him away at this point?
And this is where I feel inclined to say I feel like I am a nightmare for people like this, because I'm gonna I hate interrupting people, and I'm just gonna let you do your whole fucking spiel, and then eventually when I get bored with you, then I'm going to be like, okay, I think it's time for you to go, which is what I did here. So I let this guy just go off. Like I was.
Well, also worth noting that the play these days is that they just go and don't even really give you an opportunity to say anything.
No, they just go, and when they do, so this shit would, I'm like, I can't even look at the guy the entire time. I'm looking away from him because I'm just like, I have my hand over my mouth because I'm just smiling. Like I know I'm like, dude, you like, this is not gonna work. Like I'm waiting for him to get into like, so when can we schedule this stuff to happen? Because I'm like, it's not gonna happen, man.
But you were really passionate in your presentation, so I couldn't.
Passionate. Like he's like telling me all this like stuff about like bump keys. Like, man, these guys, they'll use bump keys. They'll get in your house. And then you can't even, make an insurance claim because it's not, it's not a forced entry. And they'll just be like, oh, well. And I'm like, oh, okay, great. That's good to know. Thank you, I guess. And then he's asking me questions. Like my favorite question that he asked me that I don't think he expected my answer on was he asked the first one. So, like if something bad happened, how quick would you like the authorities to get to your house? And I was like, depends on what happens. And it's like, what do you mean? And I'm like, well,
9 times out of 10, I don't want the popo involved here.
Yeah, it depends on the crime, right? Like I'm like, he's like, and he just kind of goes, right, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, because I mean, look, man, right now, if I open my oven up, the smoke detector goes off sometimes, and I don't want the fucking fire department to come in full fucking gear, ready to go because we opened the oven. That seems a bit excessive to me. He's like, no, you're right. Yeah, that would be bad. And I'm like, yeah, it would be. So, that's the thing. So he just like moves on and keeps going, and I'm just like, oh, this is great. I'm enjoying myself way too much. I'm letting him go, and then eventually I can't remember. At some point I was just like, okay, I really want to get back to my game that I'm playing and stuff like that. It's been a little bit here, and so I just go, okay, all right, hold on, man, hold on. I just kind of stop everything. I'm just like, just hold on a second. Let me ask you a real quick question. I was like, so you know, you say I have this credit. That's great. That sounds awesome. So there's so ADT has like a monthly fee, right? And he was like, yeah, and I've seen the light leave that man's eyes when I said it, because he knew, I swear, because I'm letting him go, I feel like he thinks he has my ass, and I'm just like, oh, this is too good, and I just hear him die inside. I'm just like, oh yeah, well, man, I'm gonna have to talk this over with some people. You know, do you got like a card or something? Like, maybe I'll give you a call. I don't know. I gotta think that it's a big decision. You know, I gotta think that over. He's like, oh yeah, you know, here's my card, and yeah, you can have that, and you know, just give us a call if you're interested. And I'm like, yeah, all right, man. I'll see you later. So I close my gate and fucking go back in the house, and I see him walk all the way back around, because I walked him out of his way to go into the backyard. Right. So he has to go all the way back down the street, which there's no sidewalk and it's fucking icy. He has to walk all the way back around, and I'm just like, oh man, that poor man. I fucked with him a little too good there. That was I enjoyed myself way too much. And then I went inside and it was like, I looked at the card and I was like, this doesn't even fucking say ADT anywhere on it. And then I looked that up, and it was like, it's like, oh, they're an ADT, like they
contractor or something.
Contractor or something. Yeah. So they like go and like tell you have the, like, even Google AI knows the fucking spiel of like, no, here's what they do. They go in there and tell you that it's a sponsored neighborhood and you get this huge credit and all this shit. I was like, yeah, no, I figured it was a scam right when you fucking said that. I was like, it's the common rule. Yeah,
and because I honestly don't understand the mentality of still doing door-to-door anything post 2020.
Yeah,
but like, especially something like that, right, where it's like, I don't know that you're actually with ADT,
right?
Like, I need to go to the actual ADT teat
right,
and call them to say, hey, I would like an ADT man to come at this specific time, please.
If I'm interested in this, I will get a hold of you. And it's insane. But like their whole, like his initial pitch was like, you know, like people don't get security systems, you know, until like, you know, something bad happens or when they first move into the home. So like, you know, you want to do it after something bad happens. I'm like, I guess, yeah. Like most of my questions that I answer, I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess, I don't know. Fuck, man. But yeah, oh my God, what a fucking spiel. It was great.
I go on trips, you know, a couple times a year, and in fact, I'm planning one very shortly.
Yeah.
And you know, it's a thing where I've got things set up for my cat pretty automated and stuff, and then I asked a friend of the show, John Gholson, to drop in and just kind of spend a couple hours. He never comes out because he's like a very skittish cat around other people, but just to, you know, and he'll check his food and everything like that. But there are times when I'm away and I'm like, man, what if like someone just like broke into the house and took all my shit, or what if like I came home and the house was burned down, and like other than my cat, like it's like, oh, but then I'm free.
Yeah,
like I'm free of my collection. Right. Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. There's a complicated nature to me having like so many video games like in this room over here that I rarely go into.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, there's also that, and it's like, I mean, you can just, you know, go buy some cameras that connect to your phone or whatever, and that's probably fine. It'll be all right.
Right.
You know,
Give you enough of a heads up to actually call the police or whatever.
Like I have right now on my doorbell, there's just like one of those like Google doorbell things that looks like it has a camera on there. It doesn't work and isn't connected to anything. Right. It hasn't worked since I moved in. It's just completely unplugged, but like it was there when I got here. So that's great. I also have like the home came with a fucking like Google thermostat. Couldn't do anything about that, but it's there. Actually it's kind of nice, but it goes down when I'm not here. Like adjusts the temperature when it knows I'm not here somehow. I don't know how it knows when I'm here or not, but it does that. Weird. Anyway. Yeah.
I noticed that you have a single item on your shelf now.
Yeah.
So progress has been made.
It's from my friend Lonnie. He got me the AEW versus DC comic. Because that was the thing. The man frequents the comic book store and gets me comics sometimes. That I was like, yeah, no, that sounds cool. I'll grab that. That sounds good. And it's just kind of there now. But I went and got all my statues for my dad's today. Actually,
oh, excellent.
So I'm gonna put those up soon, and I'm excited about that. But yeah, house stuff is happening, and right now I don't feel like I need a security system. Yeah.
I honestly don't either. Again, like to me, it's like it'd suck if like someone stole my shit, but at the end of the day, it's like it's just shit.
Stuff.
Like
it's just stuff.
And you really start to reevaluate that when things like this week happened, which I would like to kick off the episode to say rest in peace, James Vanderbeek.
Yeah, that was very sad. Yeah.
That has fucked me up on a fundamental level.
I had a feeling that was gonna,
Not just because of like what he meant to me as like playing like Dawson Leary or Mox in Varsity Blues or whatnot. The fact that I could have gone to high school with him.
Right.
And that he's gone now of cancer,
right,
has really fucked with me because I have been thinking for a while now. I was like, realistically, the way that I am living my life, like I don't see myself like when I'm really like have a heart to heart with myself. I'm like 50 seems doable, 55 seems highly unlikely, and I'm about to turn 46 at the end of the month. And people are like, oh, no, you don't have to, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you don't understand. I'm off all of my medication right now because I haven't been able to get a new doctor, and I keep forgetting to get a new doctor.
Oh,
and also, I don't even know what that entails in the year of our Lord 2026.
Yeah.
I'm isolated. I rarely see another human being in the course of a week. Like, I'm like prime for early onset Alzheimer's or dementia the way that things are going. You know, I eat a generally unhealthy diet. I don't exercise. Like it's almost like I'm speed running the grave. And it's not even like an intentional thing. It is born out of sheer apathy and laziness.
I know how that is.
You know, shit like this happens, and because I like almost every week, like I see someone eulogizing someone that's around my age, and I'm like, what's going on with like Gen X and millennials? I feel that at a certain point there's going to be a news story that comes out. It's like, oh, this may be the first generation to die before like or to mostly die out before like their parents' generation, because it just seems like that's what's going on. And maybe it's just the stuff that comes across my feed just happens to happen that way, but it's like constantly I'm like, wow, that I'll see like someone be like, oh, rest in peace so and so, and I click on him, it's like that dude's like 7 years younger than me, or that dude's like 2 years older than me, you know, it's always like right around my age, and it's like, what the fuck is going on, man?
Yeah, it's pretty wild sometimes, but I do feel like that happens to like every generation to some degree, like, but I think we're I don't know, it's tough, you know.
My theory is that like our generation and Generation X also, like, and going forward, right, we had so many more like chemicals pumped into us at a young age than like our parents' generation and their parents before them. I do think it's like you know,
I've always been a long time believer that stress is like one of the number one killers of people in general. Like I just
that
feel
too.
like
I didn't even mention
and,
like
and
the
millennials
work
have
stress.
lived through fucking world crisis after world crisis. Like it's insane. Like it just never stops. Like, it's like,
And if you pay attention to the news, it's you're just in a constant state of
of just
fight or
like,
flight.
Yeah, it's just terrifying. That's why I just kind of don't pay attention to a lot of it. I mean, I do, but I'd like, yeah. I don't know. I'm me, so I'm weird. I'm wired weird.
The ham abides.
Yeah, that's basic. I do relate to that character sometimes. I'm not gonna lie.
No, you were the closest to that character of anybody that I've ever met.
Yeah,
it's kind of amazing.
Other than the pot smoking and the White Russians, I mean, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, but yeah, just huge fan of James Van Der Beek, obviously, of like his work and stuff like that. I still think that his sitcom where he played himself in Don't Trust the Bee in Apartment 23, it only got 2 seasons, and I was like, that thing should have run like the full gamut, but it was way too raunchy for a Disney owned
interesting
station. But man, he was just so great at like poking fun at himself, and he like
that's good.
Just seemed like a really really cool dude, and of course like Dawson's Creek was like formative for me, so really.
And
really
Varsity Blues,
rattled.
like 2 big things for Julian. Like,
yes,
yeah,
very much so.
Absolutely.
I was trying to find for our Discord for the movies channel. There was like for Varsity Blues, they had like character specific commercial spots, and the one for his character was just him doing push-ups and thinking about like all the shit that people are like pressuring him with constantly as being part of the football team.
Right.
And then it just like stopped with him like at the top of his push-up and just like glaring into the camera, and then it was like Varsity Blues, blah blah blah, and I was like, but I couldn't find it. I was surprised.
Yeah,
sometimes you think that you can just find anything.
You think somebody preserved it on the internet somewhere, but yeah, sometimes commercials especially are hard to find.
They are.
Yeah,
there is I only saw it once, but there was, I believe it was a Pepsi ad in like the early 80s. Like this would be one of my first memories. And it was like a transforming like Pepsi machine.
Right.
This is like after Transformers had hit.
Sure. Yeah.
And I've never been able to find that commercial.
Right. Yeah. No, I know how that is. Yeah.
I look periodically. And then the other one, also a Pepsi commercial. There was a Super Bowl Pepsi ad with Cindy Crawford that I remembered. I knew it was coming, and I watched the Super Bowl that year because I wanted to see it because Cindy Crawford.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
But it was like done. It's like it started with her, and then it turned into Aeon Flux style animation, but it was her.
Okay.
And it looked like really cool. And then I think it played the one time that I took a bathroom break, and then it was never aired again.
Yeah. Super Bowl commercials are weird like that. Like they make those like one time. This is only going on one time, and we're never going to show it again.
Weird.
It is really weird. And then sometimes like something will debut at the Super Bowl, and then you're fucking sick of it like a month or 2 later because they would never stop airing it.
Sure.
It was either or.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was like God, I think it was a Pepsi commercial that I vaguely like. I seen it pop up on Reddit. I was like, I forgot that fucking existed because I think they only showed it once, and it was like the one where they had like Britney Spears and I think Beyonce in it, and they were
the
like Gladiator one. Yeah,
it was Britney, Pink, and I think Christina Aguilera.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that sounds right. But yeah, like it was like I was like, this seems like a huge deal. Why wouldn't you air this more than once? But like, yeah, no, they didn't do that. They just aired it once. I think one of the reasons is because some of the Super Bowl ads would go on for longer than your standard ad would.
True.
So they only
hard to find scheduling for them.
and cutting it down didn't work out or whatever. So yeah. You were getting that the one time, so that's pretty much it.
Yeah. But moving on from sad news to some good news, Justin. I have decided to change the focus of the stage select.
Okay.
As you know, I'm always looking for that new angle.
You are.
We're no longer a video game podcast.
Okay.
This podcast is now all about looks maxing.
Maxing.
Yeah, I have been chewing on gum at a feverish pace for hours on end to get that Giga Chad chin.
Oh, is that how you do it? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've been mewing. I've been like taking a hammer to hammer on my chin in places to get little micro fractures so that it heals back, nice and chadly.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, just really making sure that my looks are as maxed as possible.
Right.
I'm also doing pheromone maxing, so I haven't bathed in 3 weeks now because the pheromones you want to build it up to attract a mate. So I'm very much on that route, and also on that tack. I'm also fortress maxing. I have been binary bonded to transform into the head of the Autobot Cerebro, which then turns into the head for the Autobot Fortress Maximus. So this podcast is now all about fortress maxing.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds cool. What do you talk about in that then?
It's kind of weird because your consciousness is shared. So it's not really that you're having a conversation. It's that you kind of have like two perspectives at the same time. It's kind of a trip. I'm not going to lie.
All right.
It's taken some adjustment. But it's not as bad as taking a hammer to make micro fractures on your jaw. That doesn't hurt nearly as much.
I was just wondering, looks maxing, I can understand, I guess, what you would talk about. Cerebro maxing or whatever. Fortress maxing. What do we talk about there? Just the plight of the Autobots and Decepticons, or
yeah, but it's not really a conversation because it's kind of just having
Is
another
it just
personality
a bunch
melded
of people
into yours.
Screaming at all times in collective consciousness, or how does that work? A lot of binary code.
It's more of just having like a conscience, like a second conscience in your head. Like,
is it all like binary code? Like is it just 001 0001?
No, I mean Transformers speak English, so it's fine.
I mean they do, but okay, all right.
I mean, I guess ostensibly I do understand Cybertronian if I did need to speak the Cybertronian tongue.
Oh, there you go.
Or understand the Cybertronian tongue, I probably could.
Yeah.
But, not really necessary here on Earth.
Been watching a lot of He-Man lately, actually.
It's a good time for it.
Did
you see the trailer for that
I have
movie?
not seen the trailer for the new movie, but
it looks so fucking rad, dude.
They have. I really enjoy the Amazon Prime channels that just show nothing but the same cartoon over and over again, because it's just nothing but He-Man all the time.
Which He-Man?
The original one, the old,
not the 2000s one.
Not the 2000s one. No,
2000s one is rad.
I bet it is.
Only problem with it is that they really, really, really loved the concept of somebody twirling a sword, and everybody does it all the time.
Well, I mean, it is very cool, but
it is very cool.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's man. I really enjoy when he transforms into He-Man and it plays like the canned animation. It's one of my favorite bits now.
I love a good canned animation in a cartoon.
It's really great because the audio changes and it's very noticeable, and then the song comes on. I never it's one of those things that I always forgot about, because it's just it just says He-Man over and over again. That's pretty much what it does. He-Man. He-Man, and then I have the power, and then he points his sword at that tiger that's really super not into fucking changing into the tiger that he rides, which always makes me laugh. And then my favorite bit is when the female voice kicks in, because it's just He-Man. I don't
remember that.
Yeah, it's there. It's great. Yeah. It's right after he's on the tiger, and it's just He-Man. He-Man. And then it kicks back into the actual cartoon and what he's doing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good.
There's just certain, because they use rotoscope animation for a lot of that cartoon, and there's just like certain little bits that are like hardwired into my brain from that cartoon. I love the part, it's like it's a ready stance that he does once in a while, where he just like kind of hunches over and he kind of like hands his sword back and forth between his hands. Like I always love that animation. I love the run the punch into the camera.
Yeah, the running it when anybody runs in that, it's like suddenly there's
this
like,
weird momentum to it.
There's a weird momentum, but like it feels like they added like a shitload of frames of animation when anybody is running. Like it just feels.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. It's not momentum. It's inertia. There's inertia to it.
There's something to it. Like every time somebody's running in that, like the first time I seen it recently, I was like, wow, that's really weird looking. Like interesting. Yeah. It's so interesting because I know this is the original stuff. It's wild. He-Man's a weird cartoon. Fucking Man-at-Arms and his daughter that refuses to wear pants. It's great.
Yeah, I'm actually. I saw the trailer for that new movie and I was like, why couldn't Transformers have been like this? Because it's like, oh, those were the characters, right? Like they're taking those designs, and I mean, obviously they're live action, but it's like, no, that's you can easily tell who's who. Where it's like, you look at a lot of the like Transformers in like those live action movies.
Michael
Like
Bay,
I don't know who that's supposed to be.
No,
Like my thing with those was always like, couldn't they have at least like made the heads pretty accurate to the original designs?
Sure,
turn Megatron into this abomination of a body or whatever, but at least give like the general shape, and face and facial structure, so I know who I'm looking at. Right, Optimus is like the only one that is recognizable, and Bumblebee only because he's yellow.
He's yellow,
but that's the only that's where the similarity ends.
It's weird. I never been a big fan of the live action Transformers stuff. I know there's some.
I really enjoyed the first one when it came out, but it's only because I was so stoked to see it on the big screen.
Sure,
and then like hearing Peter Cullen on the big But then as I would revisit, I was like, oh, this is kind of stupid, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it is pretty dumb. Yeah,
and they just got worse. Because the thing about those movies is that like Michael Bay he never understood. Or whoever was writing those movies, they never understood that the Transformers are the main characters. Mm. The humans are the supporting cast.
They're just kind of there, yeah.
Yeah, they're only there as like set pieces for when something cool has to happen.
Right.
But they're not the focus of the story, and
they're always like backwards. A side story at best, really. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. But anyway, video games, I guess.
Yeah, we took a nice long break.
We did.
And our first episode of the season was us going over our top 10 list. So we really haven't had a chance to catch up on what we got up to during the break. Mm-hmm. I do know, just from like a little bit of incidental conversation here and there, that we took very different approaches to the time off.
Right? Yeah.
Let's see. I have finished 9 games since we broke for break.
Yeah.
Whereas you played like one thing pretty much.
I finished it just today. Like seriously, like 10 minutes before I got on the computer, I finished the game I was playing. To be fair, it was 120 something hours, and I'm still not fully finished, I guess, but that was how long it took. And I guess I finished one other thing while we were doing like Game of the Year stuff. So, and I'm going to talk about that. But yeah.
So lay it on me, Justin. What was this 120 hour monster?
It was Octopath Zero. That's what it was. It was Octopath Zero. That's what I've been playing. I got it for Christmas because I requested. I was like, I want one video game for Christmas. so that way I can play it on Christmas Day. And I was like, there were like very many times where they're like, I could just buy it for you right now and you can play it. No, wait till Christmas. That way it feels like I got it and it's like Christmas morning kind of thing.
Sure.
So I waited till Christmas and I got Octopath Zero. And it was kind of like the timeline of it's a little weird because when I first got it on Christmas Day, like I think that weekend we were moving into here. So like I played it for a little bit, did Christmas stuff, and then played it a little bit more, got kind of to where stuff starts to happen, and then like was like, okay, now it's time to take a few weeks off of this because I need to get my house in order, I guess. But then, I was like, okay, now we're settled in. Let's sit down and play this. Octopath Zero is, it's a weird game. It's the mobile game, the Travelers of Champions of the Continent, mobile game, which was
Octopath Cock.
Kotick. Well, yeah, there's a T in there.
Yeah. Okay.
They do put the T in there, Julian. Don't
probably because they realized that.
Yeah, they probably did. But that has like a bunch of like gotcha mechanics in it. Apparently, like you roll to get your party members and stuff like that. I don't know exactly how it works. I never played it. The fact that that's the roots of the game is kind of cool in its own way, because they actually like kind of make it work for what it is. Like they took those, like there's 30 characters you can get in the game, which is a lot of characters. Yeah.
Okay, this is very different than what I was expecting.
Yeah, there's 30 characters in the game. Which makes
there's not even 30 characters total in the two games that have been released.
The whole bit
so far
is that there's 8 of them, and their names spell Octopath or whatever, right? That's the whole bit. But here, that's not the case. There's 30 different ones, and they'll give you a little, like when you get to the point where you can unlock them, they'll give you a little like indicator on your map sometimes of like, it's like an orange one that indicates side quest, and you're like, yeah, you can go meet this character, and basically you have like a little 5-minute, sometimes a little bit longer quest, and you get that character. And that's really all you get of that character a lot of the time. It's really weird.
Okay. Yeah, this is much different than what I was picturing in my head.
Yeah, it's different. It's very different. So how to explain? Yeah, because a lot of your early characters are that. They just kind of show up. Like I think one of the some of them are related to the little town that you make, and those are like the first ones you get. Like you get the girl named Stia. The whole propellant for it is you make a character in the beginning. That's your protagonist, and they're basically the focus of the story. Yes, you make a protagonist in Octopath Traveller. Yeah, very different. Yeah. You make a protagonist.
For some reason, I had it in my head that you were going to have like the cast from 1 and 2 kind of together go from there.
Very not that at all. It is you make a protagonist. Stuff happens. They're they have a hometown. It's stop me if you've heard this one before. The hometown gets burned down by some bad guys. People get killed.
You hate to see it.
You hate to see it, it's, but don't worry, you're super special, and you get this very powerful ring out of a thing because you're the chosen one. They often refer to you as the chosen one, which is fun. It's kind of like, by the numbers JRPG sometimes, and I love that about it. Every now and then there's very, very comforting aspects to it in that sense. But like the big thing, and I think somebody would have to correct me if I'm wrong. I think like the big thing is like the the bad guys, I think, are actually supposed to be like the 8 in this one, but you're going against them.
Okay.
Which is, yeah, it's different.
Yeah.
The bad guys are range from like pretty run of the mill, kind of boring, to like actually kind of fucking awesome and cool. Like, there's one guy that I love who's like, he's one of the early ones. The game just continuously escalates in really funny ways sometimes, almost like if it was a mobile game, you would roll out this initial 3 bad guys, people would beat that, because when you beat that, it rolls credits randomly, and then it's like, no, but we continue, and then there's another 3 bad guys, and then there's another couple bad guys that you gotta, and then we unlock the big bad and all this other stuff. It's real weird. But like,
I like that idea of kind of reversing the formula, though.
Yeah, it's neat.
That's pretty nifty.
Yeah, it has the game has its charms, and like I said, the bad guys in it are like, they range from like, yeah, okay, that's he's a bad guy, I get it, and then there's like some that are like, okay, that guy's actually pretty fucking interesting and cool. There's I'm forgetting his name now, which is sad. They have like 3 different like aspects to them. Like, there's wealth, power, and fame. So they all go off of those themes. The first theme bad guy, I forgot his name, but he's like this playwright, and he's constantly looking for like new inspiration. So he becomes this like insane serial killer dude to inspire his own plays and shit. And that was a fucking ride. I was like, yo, this guy is awesome. Like, he's fucking, like, he's a bad guy. This guy's got to go, but he's kind of got some charisma to him. I like this. It's almost like some other player is playing like a twisted version of Octopath Traveller 3, and then you are going after their party. Right. Yeah. There's also like there's one bad guy that like the entire time I'm sitting there like, no, but he's right though. Like, he's kind of right. He's going about it in the wrong way. I'll give everyone that, but he's kind of right though. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe money is bullshit. Maybe we should get rid of that. I'm just saying. All right. I'm just saying. He's kind of right, but maybe that guy was pretty cool. There's some cool little twists and turns in how they bring back like bring back like stuff from like, you know, early chapters and like in later ones, and sometimes ways that I was like, oh right, oh yeah, okay, that kind of works. I'm into that. Yeah, all right, let's do that. Has a really good like main final boss bad guy too. That I won't spoil anything about, because it's pretty cool how they did it. Like, at first I was like, this doesn't really make sense, and then as they explain it, I'm like, okay, yeah, no, I can see why you would want to destroy everything after that. I get it. So yeah, it has its charms. It definitely it's still a weird game. Like, it's Octopath Traveler. You have you walk up into a town. You walk up to a man and you do your path actions, like, you inquire what their story is, all that stuff. But here, like, it's not quite Octopath Traveler. Like, you know how like you would walk into a town and you would like have like your thief start stealing everything, or like entreating people or whatever you needed to do to get all their items from them, you would do that shit.
Right. You
only have certain options for certain people. Like, it's not quite like that. You can't switch between your party members to do all that shit. So like everybody has like a set thing. It's like, you can entreat this guy, or this other guy you have to purchase from, or this other guy you have to fight to get their stuff. That's just how it is.
Sure.
Then there's the whole town building mechanic, and some people you can invite back to your town, and then they have little benefits and stuff that they give you for being in the town and all this stuff. I'm
such a sucker for a town building or base building mechanic in an RPG.
And it's actually pretty cool. It's nothing super complicated. It kind of has its kind of like own pace to it, to some degree, because like it has its own quest line associated with it, which is kind of okay. It's nothing, super amazing. The thing that kept cracking me up in that storyline was like, wow, did really anybody die in the town when the whole thing burned down? Like all these people are just out there. they all magically got away? It was, okay, just a couple people died. All right. Well, is it that big of a tragedy? I don't know.
Somehow we keep encountering more Saiyans. I thought they were all dead, but there's another one.
There's another one. Yeah, I thought everybody in the town, like, they really make it seem like no, everybody in that town's dead except for like these couple people, and then all of a sudden it's like no, no, they're over there. No, I seen them in this other town. Maybe you should go. Like what? Okay, right, all right, whatever. What else? The one thing I do think is really cool, though, is because you have so many characters, the battle system is very different from battle system, and like how your party member customization works is very different. So instead of doing just 4 characters that all have 2 different jobs that they have their main job, and then you can have a sub job, and you kind of customize it that way. They only have a main job. That's all they have. But to compensate for that, you get 8 members in a party, and it's done by rows. So you have like your frontline guys and your backline guys, and you can switch between them. So like you start setting up little different things, and if you have guys in the back row, they get their health back and SP back and shit like that. So you're like, there's a like cool little push and pull with that shit. Like, oh, I don't have this guy, can't do anything to this guy, but I'll switch him out and do this, or keep your healers in the back row for when you need them and stuff like that. So they're not, doing nothing when stuff is happening. It's actually like, the more I got used to it, the more I was like, no, this is actually pretty cool. Like this actually works pretty well for this. And all the characters like feel different to some degree. Like you'll get 2 different scholars, but they have different abilities and stuff like that. And like they all have ultimates that they do. It's it's Octopath combat. Break the guy and then go fucking nuts. Just do as much damage as you can. It's still that same strategy. And there are some fights that I was like, there's one fight to get a character that I was like, damn, this is like this is the hardest fucking fight in the entire game, I think. Like it's actually really fucking, you have to really, it was really coolly designed. Like you had to, every time you would hit the weakness of the character, they would fucking counter you and basically just one shot you. So the entire thing was like, well, avoid anything they're weak to.
Interesting.
Or you can set it up to where everybody does a parry, which it's hard to explain.
Oh, that's new.
Yeah, like there's so it's like an ability that one character has, and the way it works is like, so everybody gets job points, and to compensate, you're going to unlock all their abilities really quick, right? Because like they only have one job. They'll basically come in, you'll unlock everything, and then you save up for the ultimate. That's pretty much how it goes a lot of the time, especially toward the latter half. But all their job points that are extra, you can then pay into getting the ability a second time, and then you can use that, put that ability on other characters. So you can get the parry mechanic that this one warrior guy has and put it on your entire front line, and then sit there and build up parry blocks or whatever the hell. And like, so yeah, every time you would hit them in their weakness, they would go to hit me back, and I would just parry it. And then I would have my back row had something called sniper, and I would target their weaknesses with that because she wouldn't retaliate on it. I was like, man, I feel so fucking smart right now. This is great. She kicked my ass the first time. But like, yeah, it was cool. It's got some shit going for it. It really does. And I like, the more I played it, the more I was like, at first I was like, the storyline in itself is kind of like boring and weak. But as it went, I was like, no, this is still Octopath. It's still not afraid to go super dark at times. Like, there's a whole murdering playwright in the opening thing, which is really fun. But like, there's some real dark shit towards the end. I was like, damn, that's really fucked up. But kind of all right at the same time. Yeah, I enjoy it a lot. And like I said, I'm pretty much at the end now, but like I could still see myself keep playing it just to make the town look a little bit better and do all this other stuff. And yeah, it's for taking that mobile game and making it into what they made it into. I think it's actually pretty cool. And it actually does a really pretty good job of like kind of explaining some of the greater lore of Octopath, like the god stuff, and like Galdera, who's like, you know, the big super boss or whatever, like what they actually did and like all that shit, which I thought was pretty
cool.
Neat. Yeah,
unraveling like some of those like subtle threads in the background of Octopath Traveller 2 was some of my favorite like story stuff.
Yeah. And this kind of goes into a lot of that stuff. It is still weird when you encounter, because all the Octopath 1 characters are in the game, and they still do that thing where like, hey, here's like a 5-minute quest to unlock this character that you had like hours of playtime with in the first Octopath Traveller, but they're just gonna travel with you. Don't worry about it. Like I was like, no, but Primrose had a whole thing. I don't. Okay, all right, whatever. Fuck it.
Okay, yeah. Important question. Like, does this game acknowledge the events of the first game, or is this just like a weird like offshoot universe?
I think it's supposed to be set before that. I believe.
Interesting.
Because it is Octopath Zero. I believe it's supposed to be a prequel. In fact, there are characters mentioned in it that were mentioned in Octopath 1, I think, as some really big into Octopath lore could correct me, and feel free. I'm here for it. But I think like some really like characters that you like heard existed are in this game, like full blown. Like there's a couple in some of the church storylines that I think I'm like, oh right, I remember you existing because I remember hearing about it, and now here you are. Okay, got it. Like the Gate of Finis is like a kind of a weird thing that like you kind of hear about, and like, oh yeah, it's over there, that's where the super boss is, but we're really not going to give you a whole lot of backstory on that. But here it's like, no, this is the Gate of Finis, this is what it's all about, and here's what's going on with it. And it's like, oh okay, that's pretty cool. I can dig that. So yeah, it's Octopath Zero is pretty all right. I enjoyed it quite a bit, and
I'm glad that they did that. I hope that it does well enough that they kind of reevaluate doing this with some of the games that have been shut down, because Square will make like a lot of like really cool concept like mobile games where it's like at the core it's like, oh, I wish that this was just like an RPG that I could buy, because I'm kind of down with everything except for the part where I run out of energy, or you know, like I have to like pull for this or that.
Roll for party members is like, I remember hearing about this mobile game forever ago and being a big Octopath guy. I was like, I should look into that sometime. And then I would kind of read up on it and be like, oh yeah, no, okay, I'm not gonna get into that. That sounds like a money pit if there ever was one. So hearing that this came out, I was like, oh okay, yeah, this seems like my in. This sounds pretty awesome. And it's pretty cool. Yeah.
And there's like that Suikoden one that's coming out where it's like, why? Like it looks so gorgeous, and it looks like it's got like a great story. Why didn't you just make this into a video game? I don't understand. Yeah. Like, I mean, I do understand, but like, I don't think that you're going to get the return on this that you think you would, where people would be like chomping at the bit to just like pay $50 or $60 for this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Final question.
Sure.
Any original Mishki music, or is it all just like retread?
There is some original stuff in there. There's like kind of a greatest hits underneath most of it, and that's cool. But there is like, when you get to like the final boss of like, you know, your 3-chapter arc or whatever, yeah, you get some dope ass shit in there. And they kind of build it up nicely too, of like of kind of playing it as the bad guy comes on, like it's their theme, and then like, you know, you hear the battle version of it, which is pretty cool. Like the battle version of like the final boss was like, yo, this is pretty all right. I'm into this. This is pretty cool. So it's all there. And then like, like your seafaring music is the, you know, the seafaring battle music from Octopath 2. Can't go wrong with that shit. Like, they'll kind of throw in like, you know, one they call the witch every now and then for a boss encounter, and like it's pretty dope. Like I gotta say, I like how they did the music. It's not all original stuff. Like a lot of it's like I said, greatest hits from 1 and 2 here and there, but like the original stuff is pretty good. So
nice.
It's
absolutely on my list.
Definitely give
I
it a
got
shot.
a $50 gift card from someone over the holidays, and I was like, oh, I know exactly what I'm spending this on, and it's Octopath Zero. I just haven't pulled the trigger yet.
It's long, but it has just enough stuff. It has like that kind of like stuff that just gets me personally addicted to things. Like after they start going, like, oh yeah, I want to get enough money to get these weapons to put on my guys, and I like just enough like, here's where this side quest is type thing. Oh yeah, you want to get the stuff for the town, and you want to go fight these tougher monsters to get these cornerstones to upgrade this building so that you can put more guys in this thing and get new trading stuff into your shop over here and do all that. Like I was constantly like, oh yeah, no, I want to do this now. I want to do this now. And now I have a monster arena. Okay. And I can go hunt these other monsters to put in the arena. That's pretty cool. It has just enough shit in there to keep that just kind of kept me going. So like I always had something to do. Like I was just like, when I was getting my chance to play video games, I was just like, yep, we're just playing this for fucking 8 to 12 hours today. That's what I'm fucking doing. And I did not regret it. It was great. But it was also really nice because of its mobile origins, sometimes it has like really good stopping points. You're just like, oh yeah, no, this is fine to stop right here. This is good.
Yeah. It seems like an RPG that I could be good with, like kind of chipping away at over a few months,
and that's kind of what I did.
Instead of focusing on it as like the thing that I'm playing all the time, is be like, okay, like this evening is an Octopath session, and I'll make some progress, and then put it down for a couple days.
The
or
fact
whatever.
that there's like chapters, and they're like it's a chapter's like maybe 2 hours. It's and you play that, and you're like, okay, yeah, that's good for today, and I'll come back tomorrow. That's kind of what I did. For the past while we've been off. So Octopath Zero is really good. I enjoy it for what it is. Like I said, it definitely has its quirks. Like I wish sometimes that the characters in your party actually mattered, but they don't most of the time. Eventually, like towards the end, you kind of get like a main cast, but it's kind of like at the end but they do build them up throughout the course of the game. Like, oh yeah, eventually this person you kind of get their backstory and their uprising and stuff like that, which is kind of cool. And then eventually they join the party. But then by that time I had such an established party that I didn't really use any of them. I was like, no, these are my guys. I'm going to the end of the game with these guys. Man. And it has its Octopath moments of like, man, I just annihilated the fuck out of that boss. Man, if you get Ray May, just give her all your nuts, your attack up nuts, and then just her ultimate just fucking erases bosses. Oh, it felt so good every time. Oh man, I just like, and that's the fight. Great. it was
giving me throwbacks to Throne on Octopath 2, where like you could set things up where it's like, oh, she just attacked like 18 times.
Right. Yeah. Her,
it's not that many, but you could like set up some really broken shit with her speed.
I don't really know how the ultimate goes up. I think it's just you just do stuff and it goes up. But like by the time I would break a boss, she would have her ultimate ready, and you just hit the button, and it's just a sword attack that just hits like a bunch of times, and if you have the thing that, you know, unlocks the damage, like, so it goes over 999 or whatever, or 9099, it goes like, you just do like 20,000 damage per shot, and it's like 8 hits, and it's just like, yeah, that erase it, they're done, that's it.
Right.
It's great, it feels good every time.
Nice.
Oh man, good game.
Nice. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, definitely give it a shot.
Yeah. Well, moving on from Octopath Traveller to a game heavily inspired by Octopath Traveller, I played all the way through the indie RPG Quartet, which
Oh boy.
I think currently is only on PC. I think there might be, I think they're working on a Switch version right now.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't think it's out on Switch yet. I could be wrong.
I remember you talking about this a while back.
Yeah, because I had played the demo of it last year, and then I just hadn't gotten around to playing the full thing, and so I decided to do it over the break.
Right.
It's really good. I wouldn't call it really great. It's got some issues, and I think, and there's things for me personally where it's like, we've talked about this before, where, you know, for me personally, when I see somebody making a game where it's like, man, I really love the Super Nintendo.
Right.
I'm going to make a game that looks just like I remember on the Super Nintendo.
Right.
I'm like, right. But I'm like, I too was there for the Super Nintendo, and I've since moved on. And if I do get misty eyed for that time frame, I'm just going to go and play a Super Nintendo RPG most of the time. And this is very much that. Like, graphically, it probably does stuff here and there where you couldn't cram it onto a Super Nintendo cartridge, but it feels like a game where you could probably pretty easily like shrink it down to fit.
Right.
It's not doing anything like super ambitious with like the art style or anything like that.
Right.
Also, just thematically, it's like, oh, you guys really like Final Fantasy VI, and it's like, I mean, I do too, but like,
yeah,
there's just like certain beats and stuff like that where it's like, yeah, I mean, I get it, but I wish it was just like slightly different. There are things about it that I thought were really excellent that I really applauded for.
Okay.
One is, it's set up like Octopath, but you have 4 opening chapters instead of 8.
Okay. Yeah.
Each chapter introduces 2 characters, because there are 8. The party is 8.
Oh, okay.
But
all right.
But you get like 2 of them in each one, and so in each of those opening scenarios, you may have a party of 4 or more, like in that story, but there's only 2 of them that are going to move forward into the overall plot,
right?
Which is kind of neat. And the one thing though is that, because, you know, Octopath 1 and 2 both have like very reasonable criticisms of, oh, it feels a little weird how like these characters don't really start to like integrate together as a party.
Right. Yeah.
You know, except at the very end.
Right.
Quartet does it beautifully.
Okay. Nice.
So, you know, those opening chapters, like, you have them in these pairings, and then as you go into the main part of the game, they just start to meet up with each other in really cool ways where it's like, oh, now these 2 pairs of characters are together for because of like reasons, and so they become like a party, and then the other 2 pairs kind of become their own party, and so they're off on their own doing shit until they all come together.
Right. Oh, that's
and
good.
Then it's like, oh, what's going on here? And then they're all together, but then there's parts where it's like, okay, now we're breaking off, and you know, we're splitting up and doing stuff like that. There's like puzzle dungeons where you have to, you know, kind of split the party up and stuff like that. So that stuff is done really well.
Yeah.
I was really impressed with that. I also like most of the cast. I think my favorite was Ben. He's this kind of schlubby chef, overweight,
right?
You know, kind of a very everyman. Like, you know, he's not great at anything besides cooking. He's not the smartest guy, but he's not an idiot. He's just like very average in everything.
Sure.
Except he's like this weirdly adept mage, and also is kind of the comic relief of the game. There's a section in the middle where he's in another region where he doesn't know the language, and so he's shouting this very broken, we see it as broken English, but it's to get the point across that he's not speaking the language of the region properly.
Right. Yeah.
and just saying like the wrong shit all the time. And that was actually really fun. The combat system is also pretty interesting. It does instead of magic points, you have this like basically gauge that depletes as you use things, and then it regenerates. Like it regenerates a little bit every turn. Certain abilities regenerate it.
Sure,
you can also just like guard to get more of it back.
Okay.
And so it's a really nice push and pull. It's also really good about like Octopath Traveller 0, you have all of your characters.
Yeah.
And you can just swap them out on a turn.
Right.
So, if this enemy is weak to this ability, but no one in this setup has that ability,
right,
you can just swap out and do what you need to do.
Right.
And while they're in the back on reserve, they're getting their magic meter back. So that's also a strategy for some of the longer fights.
Right.
Is you might exhaust everything on this really big move and then just put them in the back to recover until they've got just enough to do it again. Like one of the characters had this pile driver move, which suplex. Yeah. It's one of the most powerful moves in the game, but it was like 70 because it's a percentage thing. And it was like, oh, that's 70% of her gauge. So it would be a thing where it's like, okay, bring her out, have her pile drive, and then go back in the back until she's got 70% again. Yeah. So that stuff is all well and good. It's very cool. I forgot to mention the setup because the story setup is actually really interesting. You basically are in 4 different regions of this world, and each region has like a very different perspective on magic. Okay. So like one of them is, we love magic and it's part of our everyday lives, and it's become so mundane because everybody has access to magic. Right. That there's a forced elective to take basic magic theory in college because like you have to at least know the basics because you have magic in you. Yeah. Right. And people are like, oh man, I really don't want to take this magic class, but I guess I gotta. Right. Like that type of thing. You have another region where magic has been completely outlawed to the point that it's basically died in that part of the world. And then when someone does have magic, it's like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? And they're basically like hunted and brought into this like magic order to like kind of. It's almost like a mutant registration act type of thing where it's like, oh, we got to keep tabs on you because you've got this ability. So it's really interesting to see like these different ways of approaching the magic in this world. And then as these characters from different ideologies, interact, like some of those clashes are really interesting.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. Which leads me to my biggest sticking point in this game, Justin.
Okay. All right.
There's a character that joins your party named Nikolai.
Okay.
Nikolai he is a soldier who is enlisted in the fantasy Nazi army. Great. There's no getting around it. They're very German coded. They believe that they are the superior race. Like they literally say that. Yeah, great. They believe that they're the only ones entitled to have magic because they can't let it get into the hands of these mongrel races. Sure, yeah. It's not subtle. Right? And it's like, okay, I mean, that's a choice. I don't really I don't really love this, but like he's going to realize that he's the baddie, and then he's going to have like this really interesting arc where he realizes that everything that he was fighting for was wrong. Sure, yeah. Is what I'd like to say.
Oh, good. Yeah, okay.
In his opening chapter, he sees like some really fucked up shit, and he ends up kind of abandoning his unit for reasons, but it's not necessarily because he was shocked and appalled by what he saw. It was more of just like kind of other circumstances forcing his hand. Okay. And there's literally a part where he's like, oh, I guess I can't go back now because they've branded me a traitor. Right. And a character does it. They're like, you wanted to go back? And he's like, well, I mean, it's desertion if I leave. Right. And it's like, well, yeah, but don't you see the fucked up shit that your army is doing? And there's never a moment where he just like straight up like condemns what he had been doing this entire time. There's
no growth or anything. He's just like, no, I'm just a Nazi, and that's great.
Yeah. the closest you get is that he comes to his hometown and he's talking to his father, and his father is like, oh, can you imagine, can you believe all this like bad shit that's happening because of these people? And he's like, well, no, actually the chancellor did that. And he's like, oh, son, there's no way that our great chancellor would do that.
Right.
And you just get like ... from Nikolai.
Yeah.
Doesn't challenge his father at all.
Right.
Doesn't speak out against it. It's like, oh, well, no, yeah, this is just how home is. Like it's whatever. I really, really hate it.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? Why?
That's kind of that's a weird choice. Yeah, I have to agree with that.
It's a really weird choice because there really is no growth there. And I think the part that was beyond the pale was because, you know, obviously each of the characters is going to have like kind of an optional like character specific quest towards the end that you can choose to do or not. I did almost everything in the game. I didn't quite do everything.
Right.
But his was rolling up on a city that, let's see. He rolled up on his hometown.
Okay.
And so they're like on the back foot against the army of the country that they invaded to start this whole shit off.
That sounds, yeah.
And the whole thing is about, oh, poor us. Oh, it's so bad because, you know, the people that we tried to annihilate because of our superior views are now fighting back. Oh, you got to help us. And you do. And thankfully, there is one character who is like, I'm not doing this. And she leaves the party while you're there. And she's like, fuck you guys. Like, this is wrong. Like, I can't believe you're even considering this.
Right.
So at least there's one character.
At least there's one character. Yeah.
But man, I'm even if the whole point was like, he gradually learns that his way was wrong and kind of comes around, that's still thin ice territory for me.
I almost would have kind of think it would have been cool if somehow he became like the antagonist somehow.
That would be dope.
That would be all right. Yeah, that would be like, okay, like yeah, you have this bad guy.
I'm totally down for an RPG where one of your characters ends up being either the big bad or a big bad. I love that shit.
Yeah. It's it's a cool trope. It's definitely pretty good. That would be cool. Like, yeah, like if he was like, no, this character really sucks, and you kind of see it subtly, and you're like, oh, surely he's gonna get better, and then like, no, he actually just doubles down on how terrible everything is, and you're just like, oh, okay, well, I'm happy to, you know, annihilate that guy because he sucks. Yeah. That would be kind of okay.
He thankfully doesn't double down, but he is Mr. Status Quo. He's like, no, this is fine. Like, I see really no problem with how things are progressing.
Yeah,
man, it's a weird
that
choice.
Is a weird
man.
Choice. Yeah,
but overall, story was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the combat. I will say that it's a with the bosses, it is a little bit more challenging of an RPG where it's like, oh, you actually do have to be up on debuffs.
Oh, one of those, yeah.
Stuff like that. I had started the game originally on hard because I was like, okay, I know what this is going to be, and it's going to, you know, I should probably put this on hard.
Right.
But I very quickly saw that hard mode was basically just like, oh, the enemies get like 2 turns before you can even act. So you're just like half dead before you take a turn. Like, that's not...
Yeah, no.
That's not fun. Like,
yeah.
If it was them like being smarter about the way that they do abilities and stuff like that. And to the game's credit, on normal, the game is already pretty
challenging, probably,
because the enemies will target specific party members kind of aggressively, where it's like, oh no, we're trying to kill you, this person right here.
Yeah.
So, you know, before, because, you know, a lot of like RPGs will be like, oh, they're almost dead, but you've got time to like heal them. It's like, oh no, we focused down this person to take them out this turn. It's like, okay, now fair play. That's what I would do.
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, no, it's tough to balance like a difficulty setting for turn-based RPGs sometimes. I always wonder how you'd even do that. So I mean, I guess hard mode would be like, I don't know, they deal a lot more damage, and they got that's it. You'll figure it out.
I want the enemies to do more damage, obviously,
Sure,
but also be like, okay, no, they are going to buff themselves more often. They're going to debuff your characters more often. Or like I said, like focus on a particular character to make sure they die.
That sounds pretty rough.
But the game here is already doing that.
It's already doing
normal,
it on normal. So it's already a hard game, and that's for like, a second playthrough when you really are like, okay, I've mastered this to some degree. Let's actually make it a little tougher. Sounds okay though.
I definitely recommend it.
Yeah.
And I just checked my Steam hours right before I started talking about it. 26 hours
That's
for
not
me
bad.
to finish it, doing almost everything.
Like a fifth of Octopath Traveller.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you're in the mood for like a classic style RPG, but you don't necessarily have the time for a 60, 80, 100 hour one of them,
right?
This'll scratch that itch pretty nicely. And you'll have some fun along the way. Just fuck Nikolai and everything around that character's story. Holy shit.
Yeah, that sounds definitely a choice.
Yeah. Whoa. Did you hear that?
What?
It is I, the Phantom. It's I, the Phantom. I'm here.
Oh, hey. How's it going?
You were the Phantom? Yeah, it's me. I'm the Phantom.
Oh, good.
Sorry.
Oh, thank you for your apology. That's nice.
Yeah, you've really been fucking our shit up for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you didn't get my note.
There was a note?
I never saw a note.
Yeah, where did you leave it?
Left it on the table in the back room. The last guys who owned this place, they would let me stay in the rafters and kind of open the curtains and stuff. And it was a lot of fun. And when you guys didn't let me open the curtains and stuff, I got really mad.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, I didn't know. So
yeah, I didn't either. I never saw this note. You just started sabotaging our show and messing with shit. Who are you anyway? Oh yeah, sorry. My name is Lloyd Andrews.
Okay, hi Lloyd. How you doing?
Wait, really? Seems a little bit on the nose, Lloyd. Yeah, well, my parents conceived me during a off-Broadway showing of Phantom of the Opera, and so it just kind of stuck.
Oh, I didn't realize there was an underlying theme to his name, because I don't watch Phantom of the Opera. So, but okay.
You know Andrew Lloyd Webber, though, Justin. I mean, everybody knows Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Yeah, I get it now, but I wouldn't have gotten it had you not said that. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah.
Fortunately, it was spelled out in the course of this conversation.
Thank God. Yeah. Or else I would have been in the dark, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lloyd, why after all this time did you come out of the rafters and reveal yourself? Oh, well, I was just getting really worried and annoyed with that detective guy. He was getting way too close, and I figured maybe I things were getting too hot, and I should just come down and talk to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, no. Yeah, that's fair.
Appreciate it. Julian, can we just let him open the curtain sometimes and do stuff? I mean, that's fine. I don't care about that.
No, yeah, I'm totally fine.
Yeah,
with
that's
that.
fine. Yeah,
as long as you don't try to sabotage the show anymore.
Yeah.
Oh no. I just want to stay in the rafters and open and close the curtains and maybe help with props and stuff.
Okay.
If you have props,
we can get we'll get props.
Yeah, we have props sometimes. We have skits and bits and stuff like that.
We'll get a giant carrot and we'll give it to you, and you can drop it at the right time. It'll be for
that'd be fun. That sounds good.
Yeah, it'll be for like springtime when the Easter Bunny shows up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And also I used to have like a little mini TV up there so I could watch Wapner. Can you give me a little mini TV?
A mini TV?
I can look in the budget and see if we can do that. I'm not sure if you're going to find Wapner on the air though. Just not gonna lie, Lloyd.
Is that on Amazon Prime? What let's look. I can look. Hold on. Continue. Was it Wapner with a P?
Judge Wapner.
Judge Wapner. Okay, hold on. I'm looking.
Actually, I think it might be the People's Court.
Oh, is People's Court? Oh,
probably.
Okay, People's.
There's probably a version of People's Court. I think Judge Wapner might be dead. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I've been up here a while. Yeah. But no, we'll get that sorted, Lloyd. That's nice. Anything else? No, just give my condolences to the detective man. I'm really sorry that I made things so difficult for him.
Well, we'll pass that on. If we see him.
Haven't seen him, but yeah, I do need to kind of go look for him because we need to give him his performance review. All right. Well, this feels very productive.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, Lloyd.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you too. You guys actually seem way cooler than it seemed from way up in the rafters.
Yeah. Joseph Wapner did pass away in 2017, just so you know. So that's about 9 years ago now.
Oh, well, I have been up here a while, and my TV's been broken for some time.
I mean, that makes sense. Have you been up there for like 30 years or something? Like, he had an Animal Court show? Were you watching Animal Court?
Oh, that was a good one.
Wow.
Yeah, I like Wapner.
He seems like a cool dude. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sad to hear of his passing, but
yeah.
Okay, well, this was good. I'm gonna go ahead and go back up into the rafters now.
Okay, don't trip on anything up there. Be careful.
Oh no, I'm a deft hand up there. Trust me.
I will trust you.
All right. See you later, Lloyd. Okay, bye.
Goodbye. Yes. Okay. Perfect. Well, now that he's gone, we can really wrap. Let's talk about. I don't know what to talk about. I've been moving things from my father's house to here to my house now. It's weird because I have things now that I didn't think I would ever care about, and I'm excited for those things. I recently received an electric snow shovel. I don't know if you ever heard of an electric snow shovel. It's pretty cool, actually. I haven't used it yet, but I just got it today as a gift for, of all things, Valentine's Day, and I'm fucking pumped. I can't wait for it to snow again. It's like a snowblower, but electric and light. It's kind of cool. I'm sorry, Julian. I was updating our guests on the existence of electric snow shovels. Pretty cool, actually.
Oh, word? Do they like get hot?
They so no. What it is it's like a snowblower, but electric, and they're like really light. You can use them as a shovel, and then when they hit the snow, it like blows it out the side. It's kind of cool.
That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, I have one now. And it hasn't snowed recently. In fact, all the snow's melting now. And I'm like, I just got it. I'm like, I'm not going to get to use it this year. The weird thing about having a house now is like, I get excited over shit like that now, where I'm like, oh man, this is gonna save me so much time. It's gonna be fucking awesome. And now it's not gonna snow again. And I'm just gonna look at the box and be like, next time it snows, I'm fucking ready. It's fucking weird. What a weird life.
Yeah, I have not had that.
I know
with
I know
my house.
Yeah, I got a cordless drill from my dad today, and I was like, this is fucking great. I have a cordless drill now. This is cool. I never thought I'd be excited over tools, and I'm still not like super pumped about it or anything, but I'm like, but man, I can put holes in these walls now. That's kind of cool. All right.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I've been one of the projects that I didn't get around to during the break was I wanted to kind of work on the game room, because like right now it's just like there's some stuff set up, but it's mostly a sea of boxes in the middle of the room. Yeah. And I wanted to kind of work on it a little bit at a time. But then I realized, I actually need another Billy shelf from IKEA before I can really start putting stuff away. Yeah. And so then I was like, well, I'm saving for a trip, so I'm not going to do that right now. And so it's on hold, but I am looking forward to doing that. And one of the big reasons is that I have my PS4 and PS5 games on a shelf in the living room, because my PS5, obviously the PS5 stuff is active. Right. And may as well have the PS4 stuff because I can play them easily. Yeah. But I decided, I've run out of room for PS5 games. Right. And I'm like, okay, I need to get the PS4 games that I've finished off of this shelf and move them into the game room, and just keep the ones that are, potential playthroughs one day. Right. And that'll free up like a good chunk of the shelf. Because I've played, I've finished a lot of my PS4 games. Yeah. So I'll free up a good couple shelves at least. Right. By doing that. Because like now I'm starting to, I've got like stacks of PS5 games on, because it's only taking up like 2 shelves. Right. Of the bookshelf in there. There you go. But I need to get other stuff in order as well. Yeah. So
I know how that is.
I am looking forward to another IKEA trip though, because I always love going to IKEA.
Yeah, we don't have one of those around here. It's sad.
Yeah, I feel bad for you.
I know. I think I have to travel to a city to go to find one. I don't. You know what? I haven't looked where the nearest IKEA to me is, but I don't think I'm going.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, if there's one like 1 to 2 hours away, it's worth the drive.
Okay, let me look. Now you got me curious. Now I'm Googling where the fucking IKEA is. IKEA near me. Thank you. Oh God, that's like 2.5 hours. Oh, Columbus is a long way away. Oh, I don't know about that. Like, that's a drive. That's a whole day. Oof.
Yeah, I mean, IKEA is a day, no matter.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
You're gonna spend a few hours in there, just partially because the store is laid out to where you kind of have to see everything, right? Unless you know the secrets. Yeah. Of like the places. There's places where you can level skip. Right. In IKEA, but they're few and far between, and so really, if you're going there, you're seeing everything. Right. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's
fair.
Kind of ingenious.
I feel like I would have to like almost book a hotel to do this.
I mean, I don't know about that. I think if you leave early enough, like
that's fair.
Okay, you're talking to a Texan where it's like 2.5 hour is like nothing.
Oh, in Ohio, I'm like that's like I don't know.
It's across the state, man.
That's like the middle of the state. I don't know about that. We that's how we are here.
Yeah.
And there's all the traffic. Oh my God, I don't know.
I get it.
Yeah.
And also now you can probably just like order shit. But you kind of want to see I like seeing the stuff, because then you can also like measure and see like how it's gonna fit.
I just measure before I buy things, and that has done wonders for me. Just being like, okay, I need something that's this length and this width and this height, and I'll be good. Although I keep getting confused on rugs, because I have not made a decision on how fucking wide I want a rug to be. That's a big sticking point for me right now, because I'm like, okay, do I want it to go under everything over here or just part of the room over here? And I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
in the market for a hallway rug that I can throw in the P hallway, so that at least then I can throw that in the washer periodically. Right, yeah. Instead of just Baltard peeing on the hallway carpet.
Yeah, we have a nice runner in our laundry room, which is by the back door, and that lets our feet get dry before we hit the tile floor. So we're not we're not going to. I mean, I'm not going to say we're not going to slide and fall on our asses, but because it's bound to happen at some point. It's tile. What are you going to do? But like,
so I'm not a fan of like tile or hardwood floors.
Yeah, and
Like,
I have both.
I don't like. Yeah, I like the feel of carpet under my feet.
yeah, which I mean, I guess you can kind of circumvent some of that with some rugs, but
Yeah. But still,
I know.
like,
I know. But
especially living alone, like if I had hardwood floors, like I'd just be like, I one of these days I'm just gonna like take myself out.
Right.
I'm just gonna be like, and it's like, when will someone find me?
Right. I don't wear socks often, so it's fine. It's okay. I'm not a socks in the house guy. If I have socks on and shoes on, I'm taking both off because I'm not doing it.
I am a socks on in the house all the time now, simply because you need to be aware of either cat pee or cat. Sometimes he just throws up overnight, and you're not paying attention.
Now here's the thing with that. That's terrifying. That's a situation where I definitely don't want socks on, because there's no worse feeling in the world to me than a wet or gross sock. Like, oh
well, no. If that happens, I take it off immediately and throw it in the laundry room and get another pair.
I know, but like, to me, that sock is compromised forever. Like, I'm throwing it in the trash. That's where it's going. That's
fair enough.
Yeah, like I'm like, no, that's terrifying to me. I would rather step in it in bare feet, because then I'm just like, well, I can just go wash my foot. It's fine. I can do that. That's okay. I'm not going to be happy about it, but I can do it.
See, to me, the foot is forever compromised, and I have to cut that off.
Well, yeah, okay. I mean, that's fair, but like, so it's a brief story. The dog stepped in his own poop today because outside he has a smaller yard now. It's not mini or anything, but it's slightly smaller than what he was used to. And now all the snow melted, so like it's exposing things that he did in the past that I think he forgot about, and he stepped in it. It's
a metaphor for life.
I mean, really, that's life. I mean, isn't that just life? But he came in, and like, so we always leave him in the kitchen so that he dries off a little bit, and then we let him into the rest of the house, because the kitchen floor is easy to clean up. It's fine. But like, I went to go do something, and I came back, and I looked, and I was like, okay, let's see if your paws are dry, and then you can come in the house. And I checked, looked at him, and I was like, oh no. And I just seen like the trail of paw, and I was like, oh no. And then I tried to clean it, and then I had to wait for Kim to get from taking a bath, and I was like, you're gonna have to help me with cleaning the dog. Some things happened while you were away, and I stemmed the bleeding a little bit. I didn't do a great job. And yeah, so, but I did like, unknowingly, while I was trying to clean it, I did step in some of it. And so that was a thing. And, I was like, oh, I'll just wash my foot. It's fine. And, and so I got some soap and water and a paper towel and just, washed it off, and I was okay.
Now that's a hop in the shower situation for Julian.
Yeah. I guess when it comes, it's funny. Human fecal matter, terrifying to nobody wants that. Dog fecal matter, I guess I'm so used to it that I'm just like, oh, this is inconvenient, but yeah, they're a dog. What are they gonna do? They don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm running on a strict anti-fecal matter platform.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I understand that platform completely. I don't even blame you or judge you for it. Yeah.
This is a strange episode of the Stage Select.
I'm enjoying it a lot, honestly. It's great. It's really good.
Did you enjoy Unbeatable, Justin? Because I know you had wanted to talk closing thoughts on that, because that's another thing that you wrapped up.
Yeah, and
since the last time we had a live show.
I'm glad you reminded me of that earlier, because I almost completely forgotten about it. Not in a bad way. It's just been a little while since I beat it.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm surprised, because the name would imply otherwise.
It is, yeah. Unbeatable, I have very complex feelings about. I think the rhythm game portion of it is kind of a little blah. It never really gets all that good in that portion of it. It's not terrible or anything. It's actually kind of to the point of where I'm like, this isn't great, but it's not like overly hard and complicated by any stretch. Like everything feels very doable, and I got through most of it no problem, right? And that's fine.
Yeah. I beefed that demo so hard it scared me off of the game.
Yeah.
Like there was something about the button mapping and kind of the way the notes come across that didn't click with my brain all that well.
Yeah.
So how much of the game is that?
Not as much as you would think. It's definitely in there. There are certain things that like I think are just like from a rhythm game standpoint, I think are just like wrong. Like there's a batting mini game that comes up every now and then, and it's basically like it's actually really the music in it's really cool and stuff. Like they play off of the old like little league in the outfield thing, hey batter batter swing thing, and they do that really cool. But sometimes like where you're supposed to swing is not on where they're saying it, and I'm like, this feels wrong to me, and I don't know what if it's me or the game. But the reason I am mixed on it is, you know what, let me just start with all the negatives. So like the rhythm game part has that has all that stuff going for it. It has really fucking weird pacing at times where like, and I think I talked about this last time when I talked about it, where like you'll be going and you're like, really nothing's happening. And like, I'm kind of just wandering around. It's a little like empty throughout everything. And that's kind of not exactly how I feel this game should be. But like, I guess that's how it is. Like it has really odd pacing at times throughout most of the game, in fact. It's also, now I played it on PlayStation 5, and I think maybe it got an update since then. I don't know. I don't remember. I had a lot of weird bugs with it. In fact,
I have heard that about it.
Yeah, in fact, I couldn't roll the end credits of the game because it bugged out on me. Not that that's that big of a deal, but at the same time, you have to roll the end credits to be able to start like your new game plus run. So I can never do that on that because it glitched out to where like every time it somehow auto saved like on a like what I'll call a phantom chapter where it was supposed to switch to credits, but it just fades to this black screen. At first, I thought it was like a choice. I was like, this is weird. Maybe I'm supposed to do something. And then I was like, if there's something I'm supposed to do, I don't know what it is. And then I restarted it and I was like, oh, I don't think this is what's supposed to happen. But I seen the ending and everything. It was just the end credit roll that I didn't see.
Yeah. What a strange glitch.
It's real weird. I don't know. There's something about the way they programmed it and that happened to me one other time in the game too. There was one crash in the game that I had. It crashed. But here's the thing about it. I don't know if it was intentional or not. And I will say that. If it was intentional, it was awesome. If it wasn't intentional, it was a weird bug. The game kind of does that every now and then. So it being so buggy, like I kind of just went, that was either a really weird bug or that was a really cool intentional crash that you put in there. Either way, that was kind of awesome how that worked out.
I'd almost want to look at like a long play and just see if the same thing happens there or
right.
not. I would have to know.
The interesting things that it does is it starts out like, you're the whole spiel with you're in a world that, music is a crime, you do crimes, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of its own like setup where, people are trying to band music or whatever, and you're starting a band. Somehow you keep getting away with it. I don't know how, but you do. Then it sort of turns into something very, very different at the end. And I was kind of into it. Much more than I thought I was. Like it takes a very like different kind of turn, and I thought it was really cool. It wasn't perfect by any stretch, but I was like, no, there's like some actual heart in here, and like there was a very like heartfelt letter in there that I was like, that's like, I'm tearing up at that. You did good with that. That's really good. Mm-hmm. It has its strong points for sure. Like that, the ending at a certain, like there's a couple reveals in the middle of that game that I was like, okay, yeah, I didn't see that coming. That's kind of awesome. They do some shit here and there. Then like, again, its pacing issues will rear its head where it's like, okay, we spent all this time at this jail, like almost doing nothing, but now we're at the ending and we are running. We are just running through the stuff. Yeah. It's real weird. Okay. Like it's kind of odd. It doesn't, totally drop the ball or botch it on some of that stuff, but like it feels weird. Yeah, it's an odd game. Like I said, the ending was pretty cool. I liked a lot of the stuff that it did there, but by no means was it perfect. And it's almost like a really hard game to even try to recommend to anybody. I
was going to ask because, some of that stuff sounds like it's just some patches away, but pacing, you can't really fix that right?
stuff. And
important question for me, as it being like a Music Revolution game, how's the music?
Some of it is kind of blah, but some of it's really, really good. And then some of it is like it's all over the map in kind of a really cool way, depending on who you're fighting or whatever. Because there's stages like you're fighting stuff when you're doing it. One of the I would say main antagonists had some really their whole thing was like they just came out like, oh yeah, I'm a DJ. And fucking that shit, that music was off the rails. It was fucking kind of crazy and it's in a really cool way. And then some of the punk band stuff in there was really good. Actually better than what I thought it would be. I wouldn't say it was the most amazing thing I've ever heard or anything, but I would, I would put it on a Music of the Year episode probably. It was not bad at all. A lot of it's pretty catchy, in fact. So yeah, it's an interesting game. it's an interesting game. It's a tough game to recommend because, like I said, I had all sorts of technical issues with it. I think the pacing stuff is really bad, and there's just certain parts of that game where you just kind of get bored, and that's not a good thing. But there are certain parts where I felt like I was well, I feel rewarded for sticking with this at least because this ending is got some shit going on. So there's at least that.
Right.
Yeah. Neat, interesting game. That's all I could say. I don't. If it qualified for our top 10s, I don't think it would have made it into mine. But at the same time, I wasn't mad that I played it. It's very interesting in that way.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I might still grab it at some point this year, and we might talk about it a little bit later at the end of the year.
It's one of those things that as I like to say, if you see it on a sale or something, I think it's that kind of game, because then if you pick it up and you just do not click with the rhythm game stuff, which I totally get, yeah, then you can put it down and not feel super guilty about it,
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer because I remembered seeing the trailer and I was like, "Oh man, shit, Justin, you got to check this out. This looks like right up our alley." And you were like, "Oh, this is right up my alley." Yeah. And then I played the demo and I was like, "Oh no!" But then you picked it up and I was like, "Okay, well, I'll wait to see what Justin thinks because if he's over the moon for it, then it's a no-brainer for me."
Yeah,
and that's what I was expecting. And then
And
here we are.
I loved the demo. I really did. I think the demo is actually like they actually showed probably like the best part of the game, really. Where like after the initial rhythm game bit that like
Right.
I thought it was, I was like, oh, actually this is pretty cool, but like the rest of the game isn't super that. Like it's kind of
Interesting.
different. Yeah. But yeah, it has some decent humor here and there too. I'll give it that. I can't remember any of the jokes because it's been a while now. So you know, but yeah, not a bad game. Definitely not a great game. You know, if you've seen it on a sale and you're fascinated by it, it's got some vibes. It's got some stuff going on, especially toward the end if you can stick with it. But if you can't, I would forgive you. You could probably get everything out of that game by watching it on YouTube. The only God, again, it's been a while. So there's another weird technical thing about that game. The voice acting is decent. It's not anything super amazing or anything, but there are times where there's no voice acting all of a sudden, like just like a random line will pop up and it won't be voice acted, and then the next one will be, and it's really weird.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like they were trying to save on voice lines. It more sounds like it just doesn't play when it's supposed to.
It's either that or they were hardcore changing the script at certain points, and they just were like, we're not doubling, we're not gonna call them back to do this voice stuff again. Because I could definitely see that with a game like this where they're just like, yeah, we need to add this line here, but we don't have the voice acting budget right now, so we'll just add it in. It'll be okay. Because like some lines are different from what you're reading, you know, like what I mean. So like, it felt like stuff like that. It's an indie game, you know. It is what it is.
Oh, I have some things to say about some indie game voice acting next week. Let me tell you what.
All right. Okay. I believe you.
Because I've got a decent amount on the docket this week, but there's way more that I could potentially talk about. But I'm like, I'll save that for next week because it's too much. But the next thing I want to talk about is actually, I don't have a lot to say. I was over at friend of the show, John Gholson's house, and he was just kind of going through like his wish list on PlayStation, looking through stuff. And he was like, you ever heard of this game? And he showed me this game called 1980X. And like he showed me like some screenshots, and I was like, no, but that looks right up my alley.
Yeah.
And it was like $10. And so I went home like that night and I bought it. Or no, it wasn't that. It was like, I think a day or two later. Because and it also had a really cool trailer because it's like, this isn't just a beat 'em up. This isn't just a racing game. This isn't like, it's just going through like all these different genres. Like it's very Adventures of Bayou Billy in that respect. Where it's kind of doing a bunch of different stuff all in one game.
Yeah.
And yes, it is hearkening back to, you know, because I've been on this thing, you know, I talked about it with Quartet, where it's like, you know, I'm kind of over people trying to just emulate like 16-bit or 8-bit or whatever. I do have a soft spot for people trying to emulate arcade stuff specifically.
Yeah.
Because that's not something that you could get at home back in the day.
Right, yeah.
It's only been in recent years with like compilations and stuff like that where we've gotten like arcade perfect versions at home of these games that we used to only see in the arcade. And then you get these watered down ports for home systems. So because I didn't bring it up here, I talked about it in like the solo show that I did, but I also played and finished Terminator 2D No Fate, which is very much going aesthetically. It's much more of a 90s arcade game than it is a 16-bit Super Nintendo style. Right. There's just a certain aspect to it that's way more arcadey than that. So 1980X it's narrated by this kid. They're a teenager, and they're kind of talking about like living in the suburbs and dealing with like the boredom and whatnot, and you know, the mundanity of going to high school and stuff like that. But then at a certain point, they find this arcade it's like a basement arcade in this like, you know, downtown. Not even downtown. It's like the edge of the suburbs type of thing. Yeah, as it's starting to transition into the downtown or the proper city. And man, Justin, this game hit me in a way emotionally that I wasn't expecting.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Because it's the real shit. Because, like, yes, you know, you had like Tilt and you had Aladdin's Castle, and that was like a certain vibe that I think everybody's familiar with.
Sure,
that's where
yeah.
you get like the neon lights and the crazy carpeting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But those are not the arcade memories that I hold precious.
Right.
The arcade memories that I hold precious were the ones that were like, this is a hive of scum and villainy.
Right. Yeah.
It feels dangerous for me to be here as a 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old, because this is where like the high schoolers and the early 20-somethings are hanging out.
Sure, yeah.
And it's dark and it's dank and yeah, it feels dangerous, right? Like my go-to was Laser One at Westgate Mall here, where it was just it was a corner spot, but it's one of those things where it's like brightly lit mall outside, and somehow the second you go into Laser One, it feels like nighttime.
Right.
Somehow.
Yeah.
Even though there's mall illumination right outside,
Right.
it somehow didn't penetrate into this little arcade.
Right.
And then there was like this one, I don't even remember the name of it. I think it was like Galaxy or something like that, where it was like, oh no, that's where you might get stabbed if you beat somebody on Street Fighter 2, right? That type of thing. And there was another like chain one called Goldmine, which I know.
Yep. We had that at our mall. Yep.
Yeah. And I don't know how yours was set up, but the one at this mall was like, oh, it was like this little bitty opening, right? Like it was very nondescript, and then you went down this long hallway and it opened into this big arcade space.
Yep.
Yeah,
Ours wasn't probably
cool.
as big as yours was, but that's kind of what the thing was. Yeah, there was a hallway and it had arcade machines on the side of it, and
a couple,
yeah. And then as you would get into there, that's where like here's where Mortal Kombat's at, and there's a bunch of people lined up to play it. So maybe come back another day because you're 8.
Right.
Yeah.
And I forgot to mention the way the game starts out. So the game starts out, you press start, and then you start playing a beat 'em up. And it's a decent beat 'em up. None of the games that you're playing in 1980X are the best feeling versions of these genres, but it gets the job done. The graphics are really nice. But then you get to a part where you are fighting and the camera starts to pan away from your character and it moves up and then transitions into the storytelling with the narrator and stuff like that. It's very cool. And then you get a little bit more story and them discovering the arcade, and then they go up to play like this racing game that's very much Outrun.
Yeah.
And dude, the vibes of this thing are so cool. Like just the way that like the narration blends in with the gameplay, but then also the soundtrack is fucking phenomenal.
Right. Yeah.
They got Yuzo Koshiro for some of the tracks.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Okay.
So it's really neat. And there's a beat 'em up, there's a racing game, there's a Strider style game, there's a first person RPG, which that one's kind of a little bit weird because you wouldn't really see that in an arcade.
No, not to my knowledge.
But thematically to like the story, it kind of makes sense. And then herein lies the frustration, Justin. The game's about an hour. And it ends with a to be continued.
So as you're talking about it, I'm like, oh, this sounds really cool. And then I pull up the page for it and it's like part 1. And I'm like, oh, wait.
Yeah. And so then I looked into it because I was like, what's going on here? And apparently it was like a Kickstarter game.
Okay.
I guess it made its goal, but I guess the goal wasn't really enough to do what they wanted to do. So they split it. They split it up, but then the developer seems to have vanished off the face of the earth. Like there's no social media presence anymore. There's nothing. And the problem, the thing is, if it didn't end with to be continued, I kind of would have been fine with it.
Right.
But with that being on there, it kind of feels like I paid for a pitch deck to a publisher.
Yeah. I didn't.
But at the same time, it was really fucking cool.
Yeah,
and
it looks cool.
kind of like you in particular, I still want you to kind of play it. It's only $10.
Yeah, it's only $10. Like, yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Yeah. But it is a difficult recommend on that merit. And but then it's like, I kind of just want to play it again just for those vibes.
Right.
And that soundtrack again. Because it has something. And then it's like, yeah, I absolutely want more. And it's upsetting that like this is all, because, you know, it's an hour, right? It's kind of one of those things where you'll see like, I see this a lot in the porn genre where it's like, oh, let me download this game from Itch, and then I'll play it and get like I'll finish everything that they have in about like half an hour. And it's like, oh, you've got nothing.
No, yeah.
There's not even any point in me following this because I sincerely doubt that if this is all that you have to show, and this is what you release, it's like you're not finishing this. It's like. And that's kind of what this feels like, unfortunately. But yeah, it's also really fucking cool.
Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. Yeah, I just noticed that it came out in 2019 too. So yeah, they're probably gone.
It sounds like they went radio silent around like 2022 ish.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Yeah.
So there's no more of it, and I desperately wish there was.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed what it is.
Yeah, it looks
and you
cool.
know, I can definitely go back and try to like score attack and do this and that, like try to get the rest of the trophies. But I was interested in the story of this kid. Like they at a certain point they mentioned meeting someone that they fall for in high school, but that's the only mention of them. There's no further part of it.
Right.
And it's like, man, like this is good. This is really good.
Yeah. That's a bummer.
Yeah. And you know, and then I'm like, maybe you shouldn't have paid the money for Yuzo Koshiro. Like, as much as I love that, like maybe I'm sure that wasn't cheap.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, he's Yuzo motherfucking Koshiro.
Yeah. Maybe give an up and comer a shot. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
Punching above your weight class there a bit.
Yeah. That's the indie game problem sometimes is you'll do something to get attention to your game, like get them to do the soundtrack or something like that. So like some people will check that out just for that, you know.
Right.
And you know, then it doesn't pull off, or you don't get, you know, quite the funds to make a part 2 or whatever the hell your plan was there. And yeah,
and it sounds like that wasn't even the plan to begin with. Like I think they just realized that they literally ran out of money, and they're like, well,
probably,
this is where the game ends. And it's like, oh man.
Yeah, I imagine that's probably what happened, and then they hoped to put it out and hoped people would go, okay, no, this is really cool, and bought it, and then they could get the rest of the money to finish the next part, and then it didn't work out that way. So
and it's a weird thing too, because it's like, but it's still for sale, so like where did that money go?
Oh, they're like, yeah, we're not gonna make any more of it. We're just gonna
it's just passive income.
Yeah,
and
it's passive
like,
income.
Whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
It's a shame,
It is.
but again, if that sounds cool, I do recommend it. It's probably not a thing where you'll see sales either, because it doesn't sound like anybody's like really running anything anymore. So it's not like somebody would be like, hey, I'd like to put my game on sale for 50% off or whatever.
Right.
So
yeah,
you're probably just stuck paying the $10 every time. But I was satisfied with that purchase and everything.
Right.
I just desperately wanted more. That's really the big frustration for me.
Yeah, I get it.
And then moving on to another thing.
Okay.
I finally played all the way through Resident Evil 7 Biohazard.
Oh boy.
After bouncing off of that thing like 5 times.
Yeah.
And the way that I did that is that I put it on easy.
There you go. That's the way to do it sometimes, man.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know how much of these Ethan Winters led games will factor into Resident Evil 9. I will say that, like, right off the rip, like, one of the first documents that I found, it was a news article written by one of the characters that's mentioned in 9. So I'm like, okay, well, there's definitely some sort of tie-in. And I was just kind of curious, because when this game originally came out, I was like, oh, they're going in like a completely different direction. I'm almost surprised that they even call it 7.
Right.
It almost seems like a reboot.
Right.
And it's not. It definitely does tie into the larger Resident Evil canon. And I was like, so I wanted to see that. part of it's not fair because this was the first one of the RE Engine games, but I did come to a realization. I think it was when they revealed the stalker character for 9, where I was like, literally every one of these modern Resident Evil games has done a stalking character,
right?
And I'm kind of over it. And so obviously this is the first one of those, so I can't fault it for that. But I don't like being chased.
Yeah, it's not
in this
not a great
way.
Not a great feeling, for sure.
Yeah, unless I have like a little bit more to do, like if I can like set up traps or something like that, and like, you know, pull those off kind of Tecmo's Deception style,
right?
That would be kind of, because obviously, like, you realize very quickly there's no point in me unloading a clip into this guy, right? Like, it's better to just run. And when you're trying to solve puzzles, it's very annoying to be like, fuck, he's over here. I gotta like kite him away from here so that I can double back around to go do this shadow puzzle. And it's like, it's more annoying than it is. Yeah. I mean, don't get me, there are scary parts where he'll show up. And I would say this is probably the scariest Resident Evil that I've ever played. Yeah, no, for sure. I can agree with that. The setting is very like conducive to it. And like, you know, that first part where Jack Baker is the one chasing you around is pretty intense.
Yeah, welcome to the family, that whole bit. Yeah, it's pretty intense.
And it's funny how, like, the last time that I made a really good attempt at playing this game, I was right at the end of him chasing you. I was at that fight. Yeah. But I didn't have enough healing items or ammo. Yeah. And I guess I also played it wrong because I didn't realize that you needed to use the chainsaw on him. Oh, yeah. Anyway, but I got into like kind of a fail state there for me, where I think I couldn't survive the fight. Right. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess I'm done. Yeah. Yeah. And easy isn't that much easier. Like, the enemies are still like pretty plentiful and way too bullet spongy. I don't like these mold enemies. I think they're very boring in design. And there's not very much variety.
They still have that in the next one as well. Like, they're a little bit bullet spongy. They do a lot of dodgy stuff, the kind of stuff that you don't like, I know. But like, there's a lot more variety in 8 than there is in 7, for sure.
It seems like it. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's another thing. Like, and again, this is the first RE Engine game. Right. I can never get them set up to where I don't feel like I'm underwater the entire time. Right. And I just like, there were so many times when I was playing 7 for this time, and I was like, this feels like shit. Right. Like, I just like especially when I'm running away from stuff or I'm trying to aim precisely, it's like, oh God, I'm just fighting it the whole way. Yeah. I will say, just as a quick aside, the Pragmata demo came out for console this week. Yeah. Yeah. And I was kind of already sold on it, but I wanted to play the demo to check one major thing, and that was, okay, how's the shooting here? Right. And the shooting in Pragmata feels excellent. Okay, good. So I don't know if they're just getting better at it. It gives me a little bit of hope for Resident Evil 9. Yeah. Because, I also ran into a fail state with Resident Evil 4 Remake where I just... That big standoff where you're in the house with Luis, like, I just didn't have enough ammo or healing items to make it through. Yeah. Because I just missed so many shots. Like, yeah. And I'm not a great shooter, but I have success. I have much more success in other shooters that aren't RE Engine based.
I some of that I wonder if it's intentional. To give you that like oh shit kind of feeling, but like at the same time, like sometimes
I get so annoyed when a zombie does that little head juke right at the last second. Yeah. It's like, come on. I know. But overall, it was like a really interesting game, and very scary though, like very good, like tension building moments and stuff like that. Sure. Yeah. I really wish that there was more variety in the enemies and that the enemy designs were cooler. The bosses are very cool. Oh, they are. Like the Bakers are very cool. Yeah, they are. But like, your stand-in for like your standard zombie type enemy, it's just like, snooze.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I super agree.
Decent puzzles as well. I liked the lore. I only ended up missing one document, and that really pissed me off. I'm like, I want all the lore.
Yeah,
give me all.
I get it.
Give me all the lore.
Yeah,
and it was kind of interesting. Like, it's an interesting addition to the Resident Evil universe because it's still kind of a biological weapon thing going on, but like more of a supernatural bent to this creation, which is really interesting. And it also leads to like some really cool, like never seen in this series type shit that I was really into. I don't have like the super duper version of it or whatever, so I didn't play all of the extra content, but there was a free update that they did called Not a Hero, starring Chris, because he shows up at the very end to kind of get you out of there. And I had to play it because I was like, wait, that's Chris, but the helicopter that's taking you away from this house is labeled Umbrella. Right. It's blue Umbrella, but it's Umbrella. And I'm like, what's going on here? So I wanted to know more. And so I played through Not a Hero. And I guess what it is that ex-Umbrella staffers have kind of reclaimed the name and turned into a paramilitary, like a PMC company. Yeah. To try to like redeem the Umbrella name. And I'm like, that doesn't have you talked to Nikolai in Quartet by any chance? Like, I think you two would get along.
That's the most Japanese thing I've ever heard somehow. Where it's just like, no, listen.
You got to sanitize the name of this evil corporation.
Listen, guy, like, but we have pride in what we do, damn it. So we got to bring it back, like it's going to be okay. We have to restore the fine name of Umbrella Corp. The corp
this guy over here
ended the world.
He created that zombie shark, and he's really proud of the work that he did. It's not his fault that it tried to kill Jill Valentine.
He was trying to help. He was trying to help.
But I just gotta say, from a sheer design standpoint, Not a Hero is fucking trash.
Oh, I believe that. I 100% believe that. Yeah.
So first off, Chris is wearing this like gas mask, which is giving you like a kind of a Metroid Prime style in the helmet HUD thing going on.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And it's like, okay, yeah, sure, fine. Like it's first person, so now this is more of like a first person shooter, but still with like Resident Evil trappings, because you still are solving puzzles. Because one of the bakers, basically, you didn't get to resolve his shit in the main story, and so this is where you get to resolve that shit.
Okay, yeah.
But here's the problem, Justin, and it's really just a visual thing.
Okay.
So you're in this gas mask.
Yeah.
And there's large portions of the area that you are exploring in this add-on that have like all of this like gaseous contamination in it.
Yeah. Okay.
So I would say for probably about like 40% of the area, it's that. So it's like your screen is just awash in this like yellow cloud.
Oh, good. Yeah. That's what you want.
And they also add these white variations of enemies that can't be harmed by regular ammunition until you hit them with this special bullet.
Okay.
Which is like but because of the weird yellowish gaseous thing in the air, it's hard to tell when that happens. So you'll fire a couple rounds until the HUD says, hey, you can't damage them. And it's like, oh, okay, let me switch to my pistol with the special ammo in it. Fire that. And then if I wasn't on easy, then I would have had to switch back over to a regular gun and finish it. But here it's like one bullet would take him out. And I was like, okay, I'm actually really glad I'm playing this part on easy in particular.
That sounds about right.
So that's like 40% of the area that you're exploring.
Good.
And then about 30% of the area you're exploring requires night vision goggles.
Oh, no.
That's an upgrade to your mask that you get.
Yeah.
So then you're just in night vision for about 30% of it.
Yeah.
So for 70% of the time that you're in this area, it's just like ugly filters over everything that just make it really hard to see shit.
Is it part of the area that's in the original game? Is that why they did it? It
starts out that way, and then it branches into a wider area.
Okay, so it's a different thing. They actually made a new area for it. Is that what you're saying?
They did. Well, they added on to an existing area.
So
okay, if you know Resident Evil 7, there's the mines like towards the end of the game.
Sure, yeah.
You start out right at the beginning of those mines, but then it opens up into a completely brand new area. And I will say,
Okay.
like, story-wise, like the stuff that it adds to like the Resident Evil 7 story and lore, like very good.
Cool.
And it's interesting, you know, it also fleshes out like, okay, what's going on with this umbrella thing? I don't know if that factors into 8 at all or not, or if it'll factor into 9.
Not to my memory.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a little weird.
Yeah.
It felt like, okay, so Umbrella's going to continue, and then of course it'll be fun when they have their obvious but inevitable betrayal, type thing.
I won't spoil 8. I mean, there's definitely some stuff in there with involving that corporation, but I don't remember like Blue Umbrella off the top of my head. So yeah.
Okay. Well, and to be fair, I mean, it's Umbrella. I just noticed that like the logo was blue, so that's what I'm calling them. I don't know if that's like officially what they refer to themselves as. Just that all that weird filter stuff. Like I really could have done without that. Everything else was fine.
Yeah.
Well, and there are parts where it's like there's again way too many enemies. I'll get into that in a second with another game. I really strongly feel that survival horror games need to have fewer enemy encounters. If you have a game where you have combat, I think there should be probably about 60% less of it in any given game.
Yeah.
But make those encounters count.
Yeah. I think that all really started with 4. Like it feels like it started with 4 in the Resident Evil series anyway.
Even 2 was already well on the path of like, this is way more combat than the first game. I think the Resident Evil 1 is like kind of the gold standard.
Sure, yeah.
Either original 1996 version or the remake, either one. I think pacing wise and like the amount of enemies versus like the ammo available and stuff like that. Like I think it's just right.
They had to up the ante somehow. Yeah. And then 4,
but 4 is definitely like
4
an
is where
inflection
like
point.
really go where they were like let's turn this into something different, and then like now they're
because you're even getting like ammo drops off.
You know what I mean? Right? And now they're trying to like split the difference a little bit, like where it's like like people really like 4, and I get I get it. But like there's also it is. So they're trying to split the difference of like, well, we want to maintain the survival horror thing, but also like make people that like 4 like this one too. And I don't know if they've ever quite nailed it, but it's tough to say. I'm definitely not the connoisseur of survival horror as some other people would be, so yeah, there's that.
But overall, I'm glad that I finally finished it. That's cool. I did enjoy it overall. I don't think I would have enjoyed it quite as much on normal, simply because like the sponginess of those enemies just kind of sucks. Yeah. And that was the thing I was getting at on the not a hero part. Is there was like one part where I was like, this encounter is literally just here to drain my ammo. They're like, we've given you too much, and we know that, so now we need to like kind of drain it so that you're back into a precarious position. And it's like, yeah, but why?
Yeah, you don't get the glory moment of like Resident Evil 2 has that. I remember Pat from Castle Super Beast describing like the almost like victory run at the end of Resident Evil 2, where it's like, if you play this game a certain way, like you will just have an enormous amount of ammo at the end, and now you just get to go absolutely ape shit on this boss because it doesn't matter anymore. You've done the perfect run, so to speak. And now you get to have your fun and just shoot the ever loving shit out of this thing. Right. But yeah, they try to not do that, I guess, now. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And then the plan is to play through Village before 9 comes out. John is borrowing it right now, but I think I'm going to get it from him this weekend, so I'll start that soon. I won't be able to play 9 when it comes out anyway, because I'll be out of town when it actually releases, but I would that'll be like the first like big release that I buy this year.
Yeah.
I've bought like smaller new games this year, but that'll be the first like major release that I'm playing.
Right.
Stage Select is made possible through the support and funding of viewers like you. Here are our wonderful patrons.
And Justin, I've definitely got more, but before I move on to that, because it's also like heavy spoiler territory that I'm going to get into, let's take a moment to thank our wonderful patrons.
Okay, let's do that.
We appreciate all of our lovely patrons, but every week we like to thank the executive producer tier, starting with Andrew Wilson, a returning champion. I think I had mentioned on a Patreon episode, I was like, oh, I don't know if he still listens to the show, because he kind of dropped off.
Right.
So there he is.
Well, there they are.
So yay. Well, happy to see you back, Andrew.
Absolutely. We also have John Gholson.
Yes, who I forgot to mention last episode, upgraded from associate producer to executive producer.
Yeah, I see that.
He really enjoyed the Closer episode of Cinemorons.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I'm glad he liked it.
Yeah, he was impressed, he said, and I was like, oh, that's high praise.
Nice. Yeah.
We have Philip PK Becker.
We have Casey Curran.
We have Exrian.
We have Xavier Krager.
We have Stephen Lobo.
We have David Portnov.
Oh, whoops. We have have Bookie.
I got it. We have Matt Jorgensen. Nobody will know. Fine.
We have Dennis Robertson.
We have Raymond Crumb.
We have Eric Peacock of the Soundtracker podcast.
We have Big Baker.
We have Game Johnson of Retrofits.
We have 60X Self.
We have Addy XD.
We have Dr. Delicious.
We have Bill Tucker of A Gamer Looks at 40.
We have Blaine Thea.
And last but certainly not least, we have the Let's Play Princess of the Nerds of Broadcast podcast.
Nice.
Thank you, everybody, for supporting the show at the executive producer tier.
Yes.
All right, folks.
Okay.
It is time for me to talk mad spoilers about Silent Hill F.
Okay.
So if you do not want spoilers, there will be it'll be in the show notes, the time code and everything.
Okay.
I'm also going to roll in from that into spoiling the film Return to Silent Hill, but that is done as a public service.
That's yeah.
So I do highly recommend skipping to that section if you don't want spoilers on Silent Hill F, because I'm going to save you time and money by telling you everything that happens in Return to Silent Hill so that you don't waste time or money.
That's very kind of you, really.
It really is. I'm a humanitarian.
You really are. I mean,
yes. Okay, Justin. So Silent Hill F, like obviously the big theme is the way that society treats you through you get to see things through the lens of a teenage girl in 60s Japan, the Showa era, which, Japan not exactly known for its progressive treatment of women in the 21st century.
Oh, you don't say.
But definitely absolutely not great in the decades immediately after the war.
I could not have even imagined, Julian. That's crazy.
Right. And I think it's very successful at that in a lot of ways, especially in the first playthrough, where there's just things that you start to notice where it's like, all right, so there's two men that are important to Hinako. In the real world, there's her best friend Shu. They refer to each other as partner, Aibo, because she plays with him like she was a boy, right? Okay. And they've always been that way since they were little, and that hasn't changed even as they've gotten into their teenage years. Then in the this game's version of the corrupted world, instead of it being like a weird demonic version of the town that you're exploring, it's actually a completely different space that's based around shrines and stuff like that,
right?
Where she is she encounters Fox Mask. He never says who his name is. He's a dude that wears a fox mask, a white fox mask. And it's interesting even from the very first moment that she meets him, because he's got these weird, not human glowing eyes, and she never questions anything about him, right? Like she's
yeah.
just the moment that she encounters him, she's just following him every step of the way, and he's leading her deeper and deeper into this shrine through the course of the game. Like every time that she loses consciousness in the real world, she ends up there, and then at a certain point, like her head starts to mess with her, and then she wakes back up in the real world.
Right.
But both of these men constantly are just like leaving her behind, right? And so she's having to follow them. So in the real world, she was like, hey, we need to go here. Come on, partner. And then he immediately runs off ahead into the fog. And it happens all the time. And it's a great way of storytelling by way of gameplay, because like, of course you can't have him back to back with you the whole time. That completely breaks the tension and the horror. But also thematically, it's like, motherfucker will not wait for me, right? Like, he's just always going on ahead and then asking like, oh, are you okay? And it's like, I'd be a lot better if you were like there with me when all that fucked up shit just happened. Yeah. Right? So that I think that's all very effective. Okay. And I think that like a lot of the lore is very interesting. As you get deeper into that first playthrough, in the shrine part, that is where like some of the most fucked up shit that I've seen in a Silent Hill game happens.
Sure. Okay.
Where it's very much about Fox Mask getting Hinako to leave her old life behind. There's literally a part where you basically kill your 3 main friends.
Oh, cool.
In this like, you know, demon world type thing. Okay. As a way of like just like leaving them behind for good. Sure. And it's like it's harrowing. Yeah. You know, I did it 4 times and it never was not harrowing. Right. And then the ultimate thing, which is like the most, thankfully you only have to go through it once. Like they kind of skip over it in New Game Pluses. Okay. Yeah. And because there's a part where she saws off her right arm. Okay. And then they graft a wolf arm, or I guess a fox arm. No, I mean, I don't, you know, an animal arm. Yes. To it. But like with the dual sense. Yeah. You fucking feel that shit. Okay. And like the audio design is like, it is disgusting. Okay. And it is like one of those things where like, you may end up like not even being able to really watch it. You'll kind of watch like through your fingers because it's just so incredibly graphic. And but it also gives you like access to like new moves. Like, so from then on, when you're in the spirit world, you're using this like wolf arm, and you have like other abilities that you can do. They also cut off. Is that point? Yeah, I think they cut off part of her face in that scene. Oh. And they replace it with a mask. Okay. And they brand her back with like you know, it's basically like, oh, Fox Mask's like, you know, like this is his. He's now stamped his claim on Hinako. And you know, so go through the whole game and everything, and you get to the first ending, which is, and it's one of the things that you learn is that she's in some sort of arranged marriage scenario that she didn't want to be part of. Okay, that was the vibe I picked up when I watched it. Like I watched the initial run, like the first run, right? And like I fell asleep during it, but I remember waking up and being like, okay, I think this is what's happening. Yes. Like from the vibe I was picking up anyway. Yeah. And the first ending is like a news report talking about this woman who in her early 20s who like killed everybody at the wedding party and then fled the scene and is at large right now and considered dangerous. Oh, okay. There were a bunch of red pills found at the murder scene, and that's the big thing because her buddy Shu, he's a son of a bunch of pharmacists, and he gives her these red capsules, and those you're taking as like, it's like the very cheap and easy healing item. Because one of the great things, and this is another part, I think Silent Hill F does some excellent things, and I think it's one of the best games of blending mechanics with story. Sure, yeah. Because you'll get these very powerful healing items throughout the game that you can use for that, or you can donate, or you can offer them up at a shrine, at the save shrines, to give you basically upgrade points that you can then use to spend on upgrading your character. So they're very valuable. That's a cool mechanic, actually. Yeah, it's a very cool mechanic because at a certain point you'll be like, all right, I'm not using any of these if I can help it,
Right.
so that I can get the most like faith
Right,
points that I
yeah.
can get when I'm at the next save point. But you have these red capsules that they don't heal a lot, but they're everywhere, and you can hold a shit ton of them. I think you can hold like 99 of them.
Right.
So in a game with limited inventory, you can just pop a bunch of pills and you're good.
Right.
Then you get to the ending and it's like, oh, he fucked me over.
Yeah.
I'm not using these pills anymore, which is a requirement. Like for any of the other endings, you cannot take a single pill.
Okay.
But I thought that was like really brilliant.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I enjoyed that first playthrough. Like I ultimately, I was angry with a bunch of it. Like the part, like the whole time that she's following Foxmath, like you're just like screaming like, stop this. Like, why are you following this guy?
Yeah.
What? And especially once the arm thing happens, it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
And then as I was reflecting on, because there was like a big, for me,
Yeah.
I put the game down for a good couple of months between that first playthrough and running through the next 3.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, that actually kind of makes sense, right? Like they're kind of getting across like the helplessness that you would have as a young girl,
Right.
in this time period in this region.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's kind of fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man. And I'm looking forward to going through the game again to see her break from that and assert control over herself.
Sure.
And
Sure.
not just like her story, but her literal self, right? Like,
Okay. Yeah.
keep herself from mutilating her body for this man, right? Like
yeah.
that's going to be fucking dope. That never happens.
Okay. Gotcha.
You always mutilate yourself in any run. And so the second ending I got, I don't know how they order them, but the second ending I got, I fought because there's a different boss at the end of each run, which I think is very cool.
Yeah.
Again, there are really excellent reasons to play through the game multiple times.
Sure. Yeah.
Like I said during the premiere, I just wish that the runs were more varied. Like,
yeah.
I think it'd be cool if there were enemies that you didn't even see the first time around
Right.
that
Yeah.
show up later.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Nothing to that level, but like even when you solve certain puzzles or there's certain notes that change
Sure.
like throughout each run and they get more and more fucked up like every time that you go through. That stuff's really cool.
That's cool.
You know, it's subtle, but it gets the job done.
Sure. Yeah.
But the boss that I got on my second ending was a monstrous version of Shu. You actually confront him, and he even says that he's like a piece of shit for what he had done with the pills and everything like that. Because he was trying to ruin the arranged wedding.
Okay.
Because he was like, no one can have her, type of thing. She's mine.
Yeah.
So, and then that ending, I'm trying to remember like the exact. Yeah, I'm trying to remember the exact thing that happens during that ending. I'm getting because there's. Is that the one? I think that's just the one. I'd have to look up. Like, it wasn't as memorable an ending for me as the others, other than the boss fight, because I thought that was pretty good. But I still was like, oh, she's still kind of just like at the whims of these men. And she's not really like standing up for herself, and I'm getting pissed. And you learn more about Hinako every time that you go through, and like there's interesting reads that you can have on her as a character. There's a way that you can look at her where it's like, oh, she's trans, but just isn't aware of it, and would feel more comfortable being a man.
Right.
There's also a read that you could have where it's like she's more non-binary, where she's not real, on any given day she can kind of feel more feminine or more masculine, and that's pretty interesting. But one of the core things is that she really does not feel that she needs to be married, right? Like she doesn't want that type of life. And there's a really good conversation with her sister in one of the runs, where her sister is basically like, maybe in 100 years, well, maybe not that long, maybe more like 50.
Right.
I could see a scenario where the way that you want to live is possible, but unfortunately it's not possible for us here and now.
Right.
So you just got to kind of suck it up and marry this guy for you know, for the family and whatnot.
Sure.
And again, very frustrating, but like it's cool to see that like Hinako as a character basically is almost like ahead of her time, and really kind of doesn't belong in the era that she was born in.
Yeah.
But then there's an ending, I think let's see. No, not the true ending. It was the next to last ending. It's like the NTS ending, I would call it. Not NTR. It's where you fight like a version of Fox Mask.
Yeah.
And then he, like, basically after the fight, he and Shu kind of have a conversation, and Shu's like, you can't have her. And he's like, no, she's mine now. Like, she's my bride. Because this is the one where you go through the whole marriage thing and everything in the shrine realm. And then they bro fist at the end. Because it's like, well, you know, I kind of respect you though, and whatnot. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening here, man? Like, I don't like, and the way they talk is almost like she's not even really part of this conversation, but she does express, like, she starts to express like affection for Fox Mask as the further you go in, where she's like, oh, you've given me so many great gifts and whatnot. And it's like, no, he hasn't.
Right.
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
And throughout the course of all the runs, like there's kind of the struggle between the true Hinako and like the Fox Hinako that is going through the shrine stuff.
Okay.
And there are parts where in different runs, like they encounter each other and they have like conversations and sometimes conflicts.
Right.
And on the true ending, they kind of okay. The true ending final boss fight is super awesome.
Okay.
Because you're playing as both true Hinako and Fox Hinako. They're each fighting separate bosses.
Okay.
So one of them is fighting the demonic Shu. I think that's the real Hinako.
Okay.
Or no, I think it's the other way around. I think real Hinako is fighting the Fox Mask.
Right.
Like the Fox demon.
Yeah.
And then Fox Hinako is fighting Shu. And you'll be fighting, and like they're in these like really cool, like super wide open spaces where it looks like you're fighting on water. Okay. And then you'll do a bunch of damage to one of the fights, and then the game inverts and you fall through the water, and then it's the other Hinako fighting the other fight. That's pretty
cool, yeah.
It's really cool, and it goes
awesome.
back and forth a few times until you finally defeat them both. And what you learn through the course of all these runs is that the true identity of Fox Mask was this kid that Hinako saved from a wild dog on the playground when she was little. And through the course of the game, I thought that like she was betrothed to like a guy like way older than her.
Yeah.
But I think he's like 5 years older than her, 5 or 6 years older than her.
Right.
She's supposed to be about 15, and I think he's supposed to be like 20, 21 or something like that.
Sure.
Still kind of fucked up.
So yeah,
to be like betrothed to like someone that's not even an adult, but it's also Japan. It's also a very different time period. I don't know how common that is. So
I don't
it
either.
You know, I can't speak to that. You know, I don't think a 5-year gap is a problem. I do think it's a problem when one of them is a minor,
right?
Like when the relationship starts,
right?
But again, I don't know how things are supposed to be around this time,
right?
Oh man, she never has that stand-up moment where she's like, fuck you, Shu, fuck you, Fox Mask, I'm my own woman, and I don't belong to anybody,
right?
And I'm making my own decisions. The ultimate true ending is, hey, Fox Mask, because of like this weird Silent Hill-esque supernatural stuff, you're probably being influenced by demons to seek me out and fall in love with me unnaturally. So I want you to go and really examine your feelings, and then we'll kind of talk about it together later on. And we're going to start writing letters to each other and whatnot, and we'll figure things out, you know, as we go. And it's like, what the fuck? Why? Like,
that's interesting. Yeah.
Infuriating. And it also ends in a weird moment where it's like the last scene is like true Hinako and Fox Hinako, who now she still has like the fox arm, but her face is back to normal.
Sure,
like she doesn't have the mask on or anything. And they're hanging out in what appears to be like an empty version of the town that they're just inhabiting. And I'm like,
okay,
so I'm not really sure what happened there, but that's Silent Hill, right? Like you never really know what's real and what's not.
Right.
And so there are a lot of thought-provoking things about the story where it's like, okay, so what actually happened here? But at the end of the day, no matter, her feelings are very much like sympathetic towards these two asshats that have just like fucked her over in different ways.
Right.
And it's like, that's, I don't, and that's I think it was the next to last ending when I was pretty sure that it had fallen off my list. But then when I got the true ending, I was like, oh, absolutely, this is dropping off of my top 10. Like I am enraged.
I think the only interesting, I guess, wrinkle to that would be the one ending about where with her sister or whatever being like, listen, I know this sucks, but you know, the time and space thing, you know, that kind of does add, I guess, a wrinkle to it, because I'm like, I'm not familiar with that time and place.
Right.
So so maybe like maybe the theme is making the best out of a terrible situation. And if you can't do
that
this,
would be fine if she wasn't so soft towards him, because like so he gives you a brooch when like it's one of the first things that he gives you, and it stays through your subsequent playthroughs. She starts with the fox brooch at the beginning of every run, and to get the true ending, one of the things that you have to do is leave the brooch at a Jizo statue.
Okay.
But when she does that, she's very venerable about it. She's like, oh, you've given me so much, and I just don't think that I'm worthy of your gift right now.
Right.
And it's like, what the fuck? It's like, I don't understand this mentality, right?
It's
like,
weird, yeah.
If it was a thing where it's like, okay, this is inevitable, but I hate it.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, like that also says something about the time frame and stuff like that. But she just does not seem to have any real agency over anything. And at a certain point, it to me, and again, I said last episode, I might be reading this completely wrong.
Right.
But the way that I saw it was like, oh, she's just kind of like given up and even like gaslit herself into thinking this is what she actually wants.
Right.
And it just
maybe
really
that's kind of weird. Yeah, I almost would be curious to watch like a really elaborate breakdown with historical aspects to it. You know, like, oh yeah, no, this is what this was like, and this is why this makes sense.
There's a video essay that I haven't finished yet. That's thankfully by a woman.
Right.
That's really good.
That I would be interested in. Yeah.
Yeah, and she was talking about like, you know, the fact that like so much of this is like, well, what's real and what's not, and that it is like fully open to interpretation. So I can totally see like other people getting a completely different read on this stuff than me. This is just how it seemed to me, and I was just like so angry. But at the same time, like I said last week, and they did announce a new Silent Hill game this week because Konami is deciding that they want a new game every year, which fuck no.
Why not?
But to be fair, the game that they showed this week looks excellent.
Right.
Silent Hill Townfall. I don't know. Did you get to watch any of the
I have not.
State of Play?
Oh, no, I did not. I forgot that.
It's a good State of Play.
Okay, I'll have to watch that.
I was surprised at like some of the stuff they had there.
I'll watch that tomorrow. I when I looked at Reddit, it was like, oh yeah, there's probably a State of Play this week, and I was like, oh yeah, if that happens, I'll check it out. And then I kind of forgot about it. So yeah. No, I would go in as blind as possible, and I think you're going to be in for a really good time. Nice. Okay, sounds good.
But anyway, like my preference would be just give it to Neobards and Ryukishi 07. He does a pen name for the writer.
Sure. Okay.
Because this game is great.
Oh, I was going to say that initial, like that first ending you described with the pills and stuff, that is fucking awesome. Like that shit.
Yeah.
Cool,
honestly, if the game stopped there, like I would have been like, holy shit.
Like I like hearing that, I was like, dude, that's fucking cool. Yeah. Like, I mean, even with the like multiple endings and then not doing that, I think that's like a really cool idea in it and its premise. That shit's awesome. So
Yeah. But you know, I think like they were very like the game feels very well scoped. Like it's not going to win awards for like best looking game or whatever.
Right.
And you can tell where they decided to spend their money, right? So there's like a lot of things that we've come accustomed to where it's like, okay, no, like that just doesn't happen here. Like, and it doesn't need to ultimately, right? Like they're nice to haves, but like when you're trying to make a game on a budget and horror games, they have their audience and they sell, but you know, anybody expecting these to sell like 5-8 million copies is kidding themselves, right? So
pretty much.
It seems like they use their assets very wisely, and then the story is extremely interesting. Yeah. And I'd even like to see them attempt to do the multiple run thing again. Just let's shake it up a little bit more, like on those extra runs. But yeah, I would love to see, and you know, give them however much, you know, it's like if their games come out like 3 or 4 years apart, that's perfect for Silent Hill.
I think the multiple run, different ending type thing, different, you know, stuff happening is kind of a cool take on even just classic Silent Hill, of like the different endings that you could get from, you know, just like, you know, looking at knives or whatever the fuck the situations were for like, you know, some of those endings in the past. I think that's a cool idea to like freshen up that stuff, because people would, you know, play those games multiple times just to, you know, get the different endings and stuff like that. So yeah, totally. That's a real cool idea in that aspect.
Yeah. And again, I do highly recommend Silent Hill F. Like, if for some reason you were listening to this and haven't played the game or hadn't finished it, I just personally like there was enough annoyances, both with like just the overabundance of combat scenarios, coupled with just like some really like I really didn't jive with those extra endings. But that's just for
like a first like go from like a new team on a Silent Hill game. I think that's a pretty
phenomenal.
Good, I think that's a pretty good, you know, first run at it, honestly. You know,
for a series that has more bad entries than good.
That's what I mean.
It's astounding that a great Silent Hill game came out in 2025.
That's crazy to me. Fucking nuts. Yeah. So
that's Silent Hill F, but I forget when it was. I think it was actually before we recorded last week's episode, but there wasn't room for it there. Yeah. I had to go see Return to Silent Hill.
You had to go see it. They forced your hand.
Because I had heard so many terrible things. I was like, oh, this is going to be an all-timer of a bad movie. This is going to be a trip. Like, it's going to be The Room for video game movies. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to say that it's just boring.
Okay, wow.
It's not so bad. It's entertaining. It's just a wet fart of a movie.
Oh, fun. That's what you want.
But if you watch it with all of the dialogue turned off, but keep the music on,
okay,
you would think that it's like a really expertly done fan film. Because it looks exactly like Silent Hill and it sounds exactly like Silent Hill. Akira Yamaoka, not only do they have like a lot of classic needle drops, but he also did like original music for the movie.
Oh, cool.
So there are parts where it's like that is ripped directly from the video game.
Right.
And it's kind of impressive.
Good.
Most of like the costuming, I think Eddie is probably, Eddie and actually I take that back. The costuming is good for James and Maria.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Yeah, Maria, because Mary is the wife.
Right.
Angela, Eddie, and Laura are fucking weird looking, especially Angela, because it looks like they put like prosthetics on her face. Like she's maybe not like if this girl has just like a weird looking nose, I apologize, but there is something about her face in this movie that just didn't look quite right. And to me, it looked like they had done like some weird makeup. Maybe it's just weird makeup, but she does not look like a regular human being that's just very depressed in this movie. She looks more.
Let's see.
strange.
You're
I'll let you look
Who
her
are you
up.
talking about? Which guy?
Angela?
Angela. Oh, who plays Angela in this?
I didn't recognize any people in this movie.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at the cast and it's not telling me who played Angela. So that's.
Oh, I would just say look up Angela Return to Silent Hill.
Okay.
And you should
Yeah.
get a screenshot.
I just tried to look up the cat. I was trying to look them up normally, just to see if.
Can't do that anymore.
I mean, you'd be surprised.
Google AI will fuck it all up.
Yeah, that's basic. Well, they usually are good about Hannah Emily Anderson. Okay. No, they look pretty normal to me anyway.
Okay. They don't look normal in the movie.
No, they don't. No, I see it. I see it now. No, they're a normal looking person in real life. No, they look a bit. It's a
prosthetic-y,
bit.
right?
It's a bit much, I would say.
Yeah. It's a bit much.
It's a bit much for that character. Like, I think the remake Angela is like good because, like, in the video game, right? Like right. That it fits.
They made her even more like just average person,
right?
In
yeah,
the remake.
They look like a regular person. That's all you need. This one looks like she did a lot of meth before she came to Silent Hill.
Yes.
Yeah. At least
she was also looks maxing because you can use meth in your looks maxing to help with the the overall like cheek and chin line.
Thank you for that tip. I really appreciate that. Yeah.
Yes. I'm here for you.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
See? I'm real.
Yeah.
A line not in the fucking okay. So the movie misses the entire point of Silent Hill 2, which I shouldn't be surprised at because this is the same director who did the original Silent Hill movie who thought that it was too feminine for a father to be looking for his daughter and then decided to change the character to the mother.
Oh, yeah.
Because that he thought was more believable, which again, point over here, you way over here.
Right, yeah.
So I shouldn't have been surprised, but we start off wrong right away when the movie opens on James Sunderland driving in the douchiest way possible in a very like posh looking Mustang full of paintings to let you know that he's an artist.
Okay. Now real quick. Okay. You're making a movie on Silent Hill 2.
Yes.
There are just things that are just slam dunks, easy to do, right? Like you don't even question it. Just start in the bathroom with the mirror shot. That's what you do, right?
No, because you have to start with his first meeting of Mary, where he basically runs over her luggage, which is oddly left in the middle of this like bus stop.
Oh my god!
Not like where no human would put their luggage. Acts like a dick to her the entire time. Like, and that's like one of the most fundamental things, right? You're not supposed to know that James is a terrible person from the beginning.
He's
supposed to be a sympathetic kind of normal dude.
That's the whole point. Yeah.
That you learn over time is the worst person that you can.
Man. Oh no. Yeah.
And it turns out that she was leaving Silent Hill, which you can see like, from this vantage point because she grew up there. Justin, she's from Silent Hill.
So we're getting new Silent Hill 2 lore. That's okay. Well, all right. Now I'm here for it. I'll hear it,
Yeah. So he offers to. This was the thing because I saw this with a friend of the show, John Gholson. This was the first time when he turned his head to glare at me because. Like he's trying to help her with the luggage and like the latch is broken, and so they're trying to like put her clothes back into this suitcase. The bus comes up and she's like, wait, like I'm on this bus, and then immediately she's like, just go along, and it's like it would take like 30 seconds to get your shit onto this bus. I don't know why that like this is not a human thing that anybody would do. And then after saying like just some of the dickish stuff to this woman, it is very much not a meet cute. It's like, lady, why would you ever give this guy the time of day again after this encounter?
Yeah.
he gives her a ride to Silent Hill, which then I guess they hit it off during then, and they end up moving to Silent Hill. Also they don't get married.
It's so many fucking problems with this, because like even like, okay, yeah, James is like, you know, implied to be always, you know, he's a terrible guy, but at the same time, like through like, you know, certain bits and pieces here and there, like I don't think it was always bad on their end. It was like when she got sick that he started to like really kind of come out as being an awful person. It's complicated. Yes. It's supposed to be complicated. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
And also I don't think you're really supposed to know a lot about their relationship beforehand.
No, you don't. It's meant to be like, you know, like, oh no, they were, these people like loved each other, and that's why he's coming here to find her, because he, you know, it's his wife that he loved. That's right. All you really, the implication that you get. Wow, so many things are wrong here. Man.
Oh yeah, I'm not done.
I know, and that's great. I love it already.
So then we flash to present day, where James is like at a bar and he's drinking his sorrows with some very excellent Silent Hill 3 music playing in the background. I might add.
Well, there you go.
You know, I always enjoyed the needle drops, but they cut him off, and then they throw him out of the. Oh no, sorry. Before they throw him out of the bar, he like takes on like 2 dudes in a fist fight on his own, which again, not supposed to be a capable fighter, man.
No.
Fundamental part of his character. He's supposed to be like kind of a wuss,
just a normal dude,
just goes ham with a steel pipe when he needs to.
Right. Yeah.
He's also got like a therapist that's there for exposition shit.
Oh, good. Thank God.
He does end up getting or finding the letter. But it's a different type of letter. I don't remember it, because I don't. That's the other thing, is that it's not really. No. Okay, that's what it is. Somehow, I'm trying to remember. I already forgot so much of this fucking film because it's so dumb. I think in this scenario, that's what it is. He thinks that she's alive, and it's not just that like, I got a letter from my dead wife, and I'm compelled to go back to our favorite place in Silent Hill because that's what the letter says, and I just like I know there's probably nothing there, but I have to see for myself. Right. It's that he doesn't remember that she's dead.
Okay. Yeah.
And he's just been kind of like ignoring her like in the hospital or whatever, and he's like, I have to go and see her. Like, she asked me to come and whatnot. So that's where you get like, you know, the scene with the in the bathroom and everything. And again, certain shots and even just like topography are like straight from the video game. It's kind of amazing.
Okay. All right.
But then you get like the first encounter with one of the monsters, and it's a similar thing where, you know, it's like, and so they have to explain the fog, right? Because you can't just have it be this like eerie fog that rolls in.
Right.
You know, because they did this in the first movie where it was like, there was like this fire in the mine that has this ash. And it's the same thing here where like there was a fire in the town, and like all like this ash just settled all over the town, and most of the people left. And it's like, no, it can just be like, it's supposed to just be a fog.
Right.
Especially because the original game, it was like, well, we need to cover up like the themes of this game, so this is a good way to do it. And now it's part of the story.
Yeah, it was a great thing to add, you know, things hiding in it, and it this happy accident kind of thing. It was perfect. Yeah.
So you still get like, you know, the radio, except here there's like a bum that is a jump scare. And you see the first enemy, and he runs from it. And then at a certain point, the siren goes off, like in the first movie, and you transition to like the demon version of Silent Hill. And there's like 20 of them just like out in the street. And he just starts running, and he kind of just jukes around them like a football player. And it's like, okay, so you've already established that there's like zero, like there's nothing to fear from anything.
Here,
yeah, from these monsters. They're just there to be like, hey, remember these? And he runs along and because he encounters Angela like right away. And she kind of explains about the fire and everything like that. And she's like, hey, if you don't find the woman you're looking for, like, come and see me. Like, we can get out of here together or something like that. I don't know. It's weird because the next time he sees her, she's like, stay the fuck away from me.
Right. Yeah.
Type of thing. But it's almost like he meets her twice.
Huh.
Which I guess is an interesting take on that, but not really.
It sounds like somebody half-ass played the game or and got a really wrong read on it, or somebody described it to them and they were like, okay, yeah.
It's the video game equivalent of M. Night Shyamalan's Avatar: The Last Airbender movie.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Where it's like, whoa, this looks just like the source material. Nothing else translated over.
Sounds about right. Yeah. Yeah.
So he ends up like at a certain point, I'm skipping along, but he gets to the apartment and he encounters both Eddie and Laura. Eddie's only in that introductory scene and he's only there to like just be kind of weird. And he also like talks some shit to James and kind of beats him up a little.
Okay.
He also can see Pyramid Head, which that's a big no-no. No one's supposed to see Pyramid Head but James.
That. Yeah.
Laura actually has way more screen time than any other character besides James in this movie, and it's fucking weird.
That is kind of weird. Yeah.
And they also made her like a weird, like monster-looking girl, and she's carrying around this doll it's not really a doll, though. It's like some sort of weird monster creature. She can also see Pyramid Head.
Uh-huh.
And let's see. Do they do... Oh, right, because it wasn't obvious enough, right?
Sure,
so
yeah.
There's instead of having the double-ended mannequin enemy, which I've always thought was like an excellent representation of how James sees women, and also like that like unrequited lust that he had during Mary's illness.
That's really good.
It's like here's like the like the bottom half of a woman doubled up, right? That's all I care about.
Yeah.
Instead of seeing Pyramid Head, like, fuck one of those.
Right.
There's a new monster that's like this spider woman hybrid thing that looks just like Mary, right? The face is Mary.
Okay, sure.
That's what Pyramid Head fucks. Just in case you didn't get the symbology of what's going on here.
Well, listen,
and
Julian.
Also at this point, you get like there's a break in Pyramid Head's helmet where you see an eye that looks very familiar. In case you didn't get what's going on here yet.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, and this is like the most egregious part of this whole fucking film, they bring in the cult stuff, and it turns out that Mary is like her father was like the head of the cult, and so she's all in the cult shit, and so there's a lot of flashbacks to their time as a couple in Silent Hill, where all this weird cult shit is happening, and he follows her to like this big meeting of the cult, and it's like the cult shit is Harry's thing,
right? Yeah,
like it's Harry and Heather's thing, right. And then there, I mean, other things later I'm sure that I haven't played, but it's not James's thing. That's not a component of his story. Okay, so that's this whole needless part of the thing.
I have a small defense, and it's not a great one. Okay, it's not a great one, and you feel free to pick it apart. It's fine. Sure. I think what they're trying to do is the way the Resident Evil movies just basically kind of took some familiar elements and just kind of went their own way with them. Mm-hmm. I think maybe that's what they're trying to do, like give the movies their own weird universe type of thing. Because there are people that do watch the movies that don't even probably know that it's a video game or care.
Sure.
And that's my only small defense of this. I can
definitely see that.
Right.
If it wasn't for the fact that like it's almost beat for beat the video game with this extra shit piled onto it.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Again, It was.
Yeah.
I said up front, it wasn't a good defense of it, Julian. I'm just saying. I
Right.
think I know what, especially because like in the first movie, Pyramid Head shows up and all this shit like that.
Right, yeah, but like that was the moment. I do, as much as I enjoy the first Silent Hill movie,
Right.
as a decent horror movie and also
Yeah.
like a decent video game based movie.
It's got a vibe.
That was the moment that cemented wrongly
Yeah.
Pyramid Head as the mascot monster of the series, and then you have him showing up in Homecoming, and you know it's like
It's a
I think
fucking mess.
he's in Dead by Daylight, and it's
Yeah.
just like all of a sudden he's just like the face of the franchise,
pretty much. Yeah.
when
Yeah.
he's supposed to be this very specific torment of this singular character.
Right.
So let's see. Yeah, so you got the weird cult stuff in here. Maria shows up very late in the movie, and she's not there very long.
Right.
She's really only there for like the hospital stuff. And James summons Pyramid Head to kill her at a certain point.
Okay.
And that's where we get the big reveal, right? Where
Right.
now we don't just zoom into the eye, we zoom into his face behind the mask.
Oh,
That
boy.
he's Pyramid. And then there's also a part where we flash back to him back in in his hometown, where he's doing a painting of himself.
Okay.
And then he puts a big red pyramid around his head.
Now that's fucking problematic because you had Pyramid Head in the first movie, so now that doesn't make sense really. Because is it just James in the first movie too? Like is that's confusing. I'm confused now. If I'm going off of the movies have their own lore, now that doesn't make any sense actually.
Right.
So that
I'm not entirely sure if this was supposed to be like a connected universe to his first Silent Hill movie,
Sure.
or if it's supposed to be a new thing, but like the ash is like a nod to the first movie that he did.
Sure,
because
right.
my memory of that second Silent Hill movie was also that it wasn't all that tied into what happened in the first movie, which is
Yeah.
fine. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
no, that's fine. Yeah, that's Silent
games
Hill.
aren't
That's kind of how that's supposed
entirely
to be.
connected
Right.
other than like 1 and 3,
Right,
right?
yeah.
And little tangential connections here and there.
Yeah,
but-
There's the usually a lot of it's like the town history and stuff like that, and certain things play in more than others in the games anyway. You know,
right.
depending on the thing.
That's one thing to say about Silent Hill F that I enjoyed, and I think it's the same for this upcoming game. Is I like the concept of Silent Hill is just a personal hell, and it doesn't necessarily have to be you're at Silent Hill,
Right.
Because obviously you're not in Silent Hill in F,
Right.
But it is everything that you understand about what Silent Hill is,
Sure.
right?
Yeah.
It's a personal torment nexus.
I like that
you were
idea actually.
brought
Yeah,
into.
that's that. Yeah, it almost gives it an otherworldly type thing, which is that's cool. I dig that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, me too. So yeah, things happen.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
He make like the hospital stuff. Like there was like some sort of weird like. Right, because that's where like the big twist is that he was actually like in the hospital the whole time, and this was all in his head because he hadn't come to grips with the fact that his girlfriend is actually dead. So that's the big reveal that she's actually been dead this whole time. Which
Okay.
even within the scope of the movie, I feel that like it telegraphs that like way ahead of time.
That feels pretty obvious, but
yeah. And at least to the game's credit, right? Like there's no ambiguity about her being alive or dead.
Yeah.
It is that thing of like, no, she's been gone for
She's
years.
been been dead.
Then I got this letter.
Yeah, and that's weird.
And I have to go see what this is about.
Right. Yeah, that would be weird to anybody, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So that's the mystery behind Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And so, then there's so you go through that, and then I think it's around that time that he has Pyramid Head kill Maria, and then he does encounter like that bed enemy that's supposed to be the representation of Angela's trauma, but that it's just a monster here.
Right.
And you keep seeing Laura, and she keeps taunting him and like being like, hey, are you ready for the truth or whatever? And he makes it all the way to the hotel, and He's making his way there, and that's where you get like the flashback of her, like apparently like she was being cared for in the hotel for her illness. And that's where she asked him to mercy kill her.
Oh, good.
Because the pain was too much.
Yeah.
And so it was a good thing, you see, that he did. It wasn't that he was fed up with her illness and that he was, you know, frustrated that he couldn't fuck his wife because she was too sick. And it wasn't that he just wanted it to be over so that he could move on. Right. Oh, no. It was a helpful, you know, like very serene helping her like move on so that he could move on because she didn't want to saddle him.
So it almost feels like to throw off people that they went reverse Silent Hill 2, where they're like, no, this guy sucks. And then all of a sudden at the end, you're going to discover that, no, he's actually okay. Or that's what they're going for.
It's one of those things where, you know, we talk a lot about like media literacy with like a certain type of person these days. And it's like, this feels like it was written by someone who played all the way through Silent Hill 2. And they were like, man, James was such a great guy. Like he really didn't deserve like all of this torment.
Right.
And I want to like really like highlight what a great guy he was and how he didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
And it's like, that is not what happened here.
That's not the read you're supposed to get on that. But okay. God bless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say that it does. So they have an homage to the In Water ending where after he learns this truth, like after he remembers this, he drives off, he gets in his car and he drives off of the pier and goes into the water.
Yeah.
And he sees like a ghost, like a corpse of Mary next to him. But then he gets out of the car. And I think then he actually wakes up and it's like, oh, none like, and it's implied that like maybe none of that happened. Like he got to the precipice and this was all like while he was in his car or whatever. Right. And so then he just like puts his sunglasses on and he drives the opposite direction again in the douchiest way possible. He takes off at like 80 miles an hour. Nice. And the car is fishtailing the whole time. Yeah. And that's the last shot. And that was like the last part where like me and John just like stared at each other. And it was just like,
what a cool guy.
What a cool guy, man. And again, but okay.
Oh man, I love it.
I tried to make this telling as entertaining as possible, but the movie is aggressively boring.
Yeah.
I can't stress that enough. Like, there's not enough camp to it to make it like a fun watch or enough like, oh, I can't believe they did that shit to make it a fun watch. Right. It's just like eye rolling and boring, and depending on how much you care about Silent Hill 2, borderline offensive. Yeah. It's like, because you know, for people who might not have been around at the time, like Silent Hill 2 represented a seismic shift in what was possible with video game storytelling, where it was like, wow, there's like layers to this and there's like interpretations you can make, and there's like, you know, all of this like subtlety to it and ambiguity, and man, what like I've like you would think about it for like months and even years afterwards. And you know, like it I do think that it was like a big it showed what you could really do with stuff. And that
none of that is present here. It sounds like.
No.
Yeah. Well, what's important is that they tried.
Yes, at the end of the day, I give the director a nice participation trophy. You know, God bless you. You did your best.
Yeah, really. I mean, can't fault him for that. You know, he tried really hard.
Yep. There is a scene, like it's been memed, but like there's a part where they flash back to James when he's like really low in his apartment, and they try to make him look scruffier, and it's like the fakest ass beard. Nice. They just you can see where it's peeling off from his chin.
Oh no,
it's incredible.
Oh, if
he had been looks maxing a little bit more, he would have had like a more defined shape, and it probably would have fit better. Would have fit.
Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? What's to be done?
Yeah. But that is Return to Silent Hill, Justin.
That's Return to Silent Hill. Wow.
Yeah. I don't recommend it even as a laugh. It's just
man.
You would just waste 2 hours.
Yeah, that sounds not good. That sounds not good.
Yeah. Yeah, so that, that's Return to Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Justin, have you seen Richard Harden? Because he wasn't here last week, and I haven't been able to get a hold of him, and I really do need to do his performance review.
Oh, well, I mean, I think I told you I've seen him like going toward the bathroom or whatever, right? Did I tell you that, or did I tell somebody else that? I don't remember who I tell anything to.
No. Bing Bing's bathroom? Like there?
Yeah. I sent him over there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay. You mind sitting tight? I'm gonna go check in on Bing Bing real quick, because I really should have done that at the opener anyway.
I mean, yeah, I gotta get a list I got a list here. So yeah, that's fine. I'll look it over while you go do that. That's fine.
All right. Yeah, there's the gate. Time. Ooh, it's so cold. Hey, Bing Bing.
Hey. Okay. I thought I was gonna have to turn it on again. Like the whole bad guy shit that I do. I don't even know anymore, man.
Are you okay? You sound tired.
I just want to take like a nap, but I can't. What's going on out there? I mean, there's just all these guys coming in all the time.
Well, yeah. I mean, you had said that there'd be adventurers trying to come and take you down, and just kind of like pass them on through.
Like maybe one or two, but not like 70 or whatever.
Seems like word's gotten out. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Something must have happened. I don't know.
At the time, I thought you were just like a really it seemed like you had it handled, and you seemed like gung ho, but we can turn them away at the door.
I mean, I have it handled, but I mean, I'd really like just a break for a while. I'm burned out, man. I'm burned out. In my, frame of time, I mean, I'm kind of, the millennial of, gods. It sucks. This whole thing sucks.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Yeah, absolutely. I'll get my guy Morgan to just start turning them away. Let him know that you're not here anymore, and yeah, not a problem.
You're really bailing me out here. I really appreciate that. You have no idea. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Actually, I did come here for another reason though, Bing Bing.
Okay.
Have you by any chance seen a guy in here, wears a fedora, trench coat, looks super miserable?
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. You talking about Richard over here?
Yeah, you've seen him?
Yeah, he's been hanging out here. He says he's been having a real bad time too, and so we both just kind of been just sharing the load, It's a whole thing.
Okay, yeah, can I'm okay, I see him over there. I'm gonna go talk to him real quick.
Okay, yeah, that's fine, man. That's fine.
All right. Thanks, Bing Bing.
No problem.
Oh, God, they found me. Me, Richard Harden, private detective. They couldn't know that I've been hiding out here for months. My personal exile for failing the stopping of the Phantom. It would ruin me. Ruined. Like my marriage. Hey, Richard. What are you doing here? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I came in here at the skinny one, at Justin's request, and I remember a searing pain, and then darkness. But I came to right at the last minute. There were all these healing potions all over the floor around me, and so I took a swig of it, and that restored me, and I've been here ever since. Why are you still here?
I mean, yeah, he's been here, just hanging hanging out with me. I mean, we watch these guys come in, and I murder them. They vaporize or whatever the hell's going on there. I don't know what's even happening in the world around me anymore, man. And so we've just been hanging out talking about that.
Yeah, Bing Bing's been real swell around here. No, I mean, look, I'll be real with you, boss. I just don't know if I'm ever gonna find this Phantom, and I don't know that I can be your head of security anymore. Oh no, actually, Richard, good news. We found the Phantom. He actually kind of turned himself in, sort of. But really? I mean, kind of, yeah. We're cool now, but we miss you, man. We want you back. Like, even though the Phantom situation is covered, like, you're a great head of security, and we'd really like to have you back out in the real world. I guess I can do that. Bing Bing, I really appreciate you. You've been a good friend to me over these months.
Oh yeah, same here, dude. Same here. And man, I told you, fuck that Phantom, man. You don't need that shit. You're great. You're a great detective. You really are. Don't let anybody get you down.
Hell yeah. Fuck that Phantom.
Yeah, you need anybody slaughtered or anything like that, you just come in here and you let me know. I got your back forever, man.
Awesome. You're a good friend, Bing Bing.
Same.
All right, Julian. I'm ready to come back with you. Okay, thank fuck. Yeah, let's just go back through the mist gate and let's put this behind us.
All right, later, guys. You guys have a nice night. Drive safe and all that.
Yeah, thanks, Bing Bing. Appreciate it.
Yeah, not that I know what a car is, but I've heard about them.
With trepidation, I headed for the mist gate. Was I ready to resume my old life? And should I tell the skinny one and the fat one about my dreams? Dreams of a quiz show and endless torment. All right, Justin, good news. Richard's back. I sent him off to go basically take a shower. He was kind of ripe, but
good.
Found him. He's good.
Thank God.
Still going to be head of security. He's stoked to know that we've got the Phantom situation handled. So
I mean, no thanks to him, but I'm glad nobody died over it, I guess.
Yeah, he did his best.
Yeah.
I mean, it's weird that he was there to begin with, but I'm not going to focus on it too hard.
Yeah,
it's probably best to just move on.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably something we don't want to think about too much, I guess.
Yeah. Don't dwell on difficult subjects.
Yeah, basically. Anyway, list. I watched a bunch of movies while we were off, and
not surprised.
Yeah, so we watch a movie at the end of our night, and that's I don't have all of them listed because a lot of them I just watch and forget about immediately. So I wrote down the ones that I was like, no, this one I should talk about because it's good. I basically just did this in order of the old Ebert and Roper, Siskel and Ebert thumbs up, thumbs down system. So get ready.
This is Siskel erasure, and I won't have it.
Nor will I. Anyway, first movie I have here is The Menu. That was a very good movie. I liked it a lot. Thumbs up. If you've never seen The Menu,
Anna Taylor-Joy's in it. Can't do it.
Yeah, it. You know what? She's good in it though. She really is.
Oh, I nothing against her acting prowess or anything. I just can't look at her. Her eyes freak me the fuck out.
I get it. I understand. Good movie though. Really good movie.
That's what I've heard. I've heard it's horror, right? Or horror adjacent?
It's like a horror comedy kind of thing. I don't know how to describe it. It is I'm trying to think of how to okay, so the basic setup is they're going to this island where the chef cooks all of his meals. He basically made his own island so that he could grow all of his ingredients himself and do all the basically hand select all this stuff.
Farm to table type thing.
Farm to table type shit. But he's like this, like a master chef, and like he has his own crew. They all stay on this island. They do whatever he wants them to do. All this shit. He's, people idolize this guy, and they're all going there to have this meal, and things happen. And I'll just leave it there. Like it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Cool.
I watched the movie. I watched two movies called Witchboard. Now hear me out.
Okay.
Witchboard 1986. Big thumbs down. That movie was terrible. It was.
So wait. So are we talking about like a remake situation, or just two movies that happen to have the same name?
In my opinion, they are two movies that happen to have the same name. I don't think the newest one is a remake. If it is, I don't know where they got anything from the source material. The Witchboard 1986 was basically like a Ouija board movie, and it fucking sucked. I just know that. I just remember that about it. It's been a little bit. Now, Witchboard from 2025 is fascinating. I don't know. I would give it a tepid thumbs up. It's not a great movie by any stretch, but I've never seen a movie, Julian, that has specifically CW original vibes to it. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. And for some reason,
I've watched a lot of shit on CW that hits me in a certain place.
I know, and that's why I'm kind of recommending it. Like it's not going to blow your mind. It's nothing like that, but there's something about like just the quality of the picture and just the characters involved that I'm like, man, this feels like that shit. It just really does. And I'm like, I kind of am into it though. It's not bad. It's the movie itself almost reminds me like a little bit of like a Final Destination type thing, but like different. I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever watched. I'll put it like that. I kind of was like, there's something to this that was different. Next movie, One Battle After Another. Great movie.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh
Great
man,
movie.
I'm glad you got around to that
Yeah,
one.
thumbs up. That was a great movie. I really loved that was a good movie. It just was. Really, really good. I loved the soundtrack of it a lot too, with it just has like these weird piano things going on, if I remember correctly. That shit was great.
Yeah, it's like a pretty intense soundtrack now that I think about it, and not what you would expect.
Not what you would expect from it. Yeah, that was what I really liked about it. Sean Penn was great. Like there was a lot of really good stuff in there. The Christmas Adventurers Club, that was a fucking vibe, man. That was
and feels so like plausible.
Yeah,
that's
what I mean. Yeah. Oh man,
I hope that movie like radicalizes a bunch of people.
Right. Yeah, it was a good film. Next movie on my list here, Black Phone 2. Thumbs up. Great movie.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I liked the original one enough. I thought it wasn't anything like blowing my mind, but I thought it was a neat movie, right?
Yeah. I liked this one more.
I did too. I straight up did too. It was especially interesting after going on my Nightmare on Elm Street marathon after like watching it, because I'm like, man, that's an idea of where to take that, supernatural killer guy. That's a direction I wouldn't have thought of myself, but it totally works. And they like take a lot of like the best elements of those movies and put them in this one and made something really good. Like it works really well.
I personally don't know that I would like to see the grabber come back,
right?
Although they certainly could.
They could. I think it would be old hat if they continued to do it over and over again, though.
Yeah, but I would like to see another Black Phone with the two main characters,
yeah.
because I like this vibe of like, oh, you're like these like supernaturally tuned teenagers that go around helping people, and it could almost be like the married couple in the starts with a C, the movies that led to the Annabelle franchise, The Conjuring.
The Conjuring,
like,
yeah.
Which I mean, they're an actual, like actual people, but like this could be like a cool like fictional version where it's like a sibling team,
right.
that are helping people with the supernatural. I would totally be into that, because I also thought their performances were really good. No, both of them.
Yeah, the movies. It's a really good movie. Absolutely is. Next movie I have on my list, a movie called Anniversary. I don't know if it was like a original like Prime Video kind of movie or whatever. I have it as a thumbs up though. Ultimately, it was interesting. It was it's kind of another one where it's like a tepid thumbs up. It was different. The premise is basically like this family. The mom is like a professor at like a I can't remember which school it was, but she's like a politics professor, and she has this one student that basically starts dating her son, and she remembers the student from when she was teaching her, and she had all these like fucking radical ass fascist ass ideas, and now she's dating her son, and she's like, this girl's a fucking problem. Like, seriously, she's a problem. And guess what? She's a fucking problem. She writes like a book called The Change. And like, it's basic. It gets like, it hits pretty close to home nowadays. One of the characters goes very, I got like a very, not Charlie Kirk, but the Ben Shapiro vibe from him. And like it starts to go down some rabbit holes of like some wild shit, but it was interesting. It's one of those. At a certain
point, does he say things that make you think that he doesn't know that how to get his wife wet? Because that's one of my favorite Ben Shapiro things.
Oh, I can't remember off the top of my head, but there's definitely some things like that. It was a fascinating movie. It was one of those things that you can't help but watch and go, this maybe should have been a mini series though, because there's certain things happening in the world that like they kind of jump ahead on sometimes, and you're like, I would have liked to know more about this actually. And it's like the characters are interesting and kind of good, but you kind of want more of it from them. So it's one of those types of things. Here's one I have on the list that I don't remember if I talked about. Did I mention the movie? If I did, just tell me up front. Called We Need to Talk About Kevin.
I'm trying to think. No, I have heard of that movie.
Okay.
But you did not talk about it.
Okay. We Need to Talk About Kevin is a very interesting movie. It was a thumbs up for sure. It's made by the same people that made like I forgot what the movie is called, but it had Robert Pattinson and Jennifer Lawrence in it. It's made by her. At least she directed it. This one's a lot better than that one though. Like, it's very disturbing. Kevin is a fucking problem, and somebody should talk about him. But it's interesting. It's, if anything, interesting. Watched an older movie called Before the Devil Knows You're Dead, which has Ethan Hawke in it, and the guy that he passed away. Fuck, now I gotta look it up real quick. Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Okay.
Yeah, like, and it came out around a time when I was like watching movies, and I was like shocked that I didn't know this one existed. And it's actually pretty cool. That's a good movie. Thumbs up. It's basically about like these two brothers that decide to rob their family's jewelry store, and bad stuff happens. And check it out. It's pretty interesting. What else? Bone Tomahawk. Thumbs up. Bone Tomahawk.
Oh, I never heard of that.
Yeah, Bone Tomahawk is it's a Western movie. It has Kurt Russell in it. I can't remember who else. But David Arquette's in it randomly.
Is this recent-ish? I'm trying to picture what version of Kurt Russell.
Let's see. Bone Tomahawk. What year was that? 2015. So
okay, so yeah, like kind of more
gruff old man Kurt Russell, at least in this movie.
Yeah. I'm trying to like Hateful Eight. Kurt Russell.
Yes.
Okay.
It's that movie's pretty damn good. It starts out as like this, almost like, well, not. I wouldn't say it starts out like this. Essentially, David Arquette and his partner at the time stumble upon some wild Native American stuff going on. Bad things ensue. They escape to this town. Then the bad things that ensued follow them there and kidnap people from the town. And they basically, round up the posse to go find this guy's wife, who's, his leg's fucked up and he's like driving. So most of it's about this journey to go to where all this stuff's happening. But it's fascinating because it's a Western. It's a very kind of like stereotypical Western until it turns into like a horror movie. And it's actually fucking awesome. Like, I was like, it had one of the most brutal scenes I've seen in a long time.
Right.
It was pretty good. Bone Tomahawk, highly recommend if you've never seen. This one's an interesting one. I will give it a thumbs up, but it's another tepid thumbs up, which was The Running Man 2025. Better than what I thought it was going to be.
Dude, on one hand, I fucking love Edgar Wright and I want to support Edgar Wright. On the other hand, I want to punch that dude in the face so hard. He's got the most punchable face, dude. I can't stand, like, it's not an Anna Taylor-Joy thing where like she creeps me out and I can't look at her. I can't look at him because he's got this smug sense of superiority face that I just want to annihilate.
He does. I will absolutely agree with that.
But you enjoyed it?
I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was better than what I thought it was going to be. Like I said, I went into that. I was like, this is going to be a complete piece of shit. And I was like, no, this is actually a really fun action movie. Like, not going to lie. It was pretty good.
Edgar Wright's one of the few directors where I can just see like a snippet of something that he's done and be like, that's an Edgar Wright movie.
Right. Yeah, basically. Next up on the list, Drop, which was a thumbs up. Ultimately, Drop is a movie that how to explain it? This girl is going out on a date with this guy, and she gets these like electronic phone drops that are like basically these weird.
That one, okay, yes,
weird memes threatening her.
I remember seeing the trailer for it initially, and I thought it was a commercial for a cell phone thing.
Yeah. It reads like I can imagine it reading like that for sure. And it's one of those movies that was another one where I went into as like, there's no way this is going to be any good, and I'm going to laugh at it. And I was kind of like, no, it's a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It's actually like there's a lot of tension, and like basically the premise is like whoever's sending her the stuff basically takes over her home and like knocks out her sister and kidnaps her kid, sort of, and they're holding them hostage so that she'll kill her date. And you're that the phone drops are coming from inside the restaurant, so you're trying to figure out who's doing it. It's fascinating.
I've got big respect for movies where they're like, because of the plot, they're confined to a certain space, right, and that tension of trying to get out of that space to do other things, but they that might cause worse things. Right. Like I like that stuff.
It's if you like that kind of stuff, you will probably get into that movie. There's definitely some things where it's like, okay, that's a little over the top, but it's fun. I watched the movie Knock Knock, which I gave a thumbs down. It's an Eli Roth movie starring Keanu Reeves. Yeah, I hate Eli Roth. I discovered that with this movie. I don't know what the fuck that guy's deal is, but it seems like every horror movie he makes, like the whole point of what's happening is like, I don't know, they did it because they felt like it. Like, okay, fuck, man. Nothing else? That's it? Great. Also, Keanu Reeves. I love Keanu Reeves. That's why I watched it. He's kind of awful in it. I'm not gonna lie. It's not very good. It has the girl from the mystery movie with the guy Knives Out, the main girl, forget her name. I can't remember. She's
it's not Anna de Armas.
Yeah,
right?
no, it's Anna de Armas. That's it. That's
okay.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. I knew once I heard the name, I'd know it. It has her in it. And she did good, but like,
she's always pretty good.
Yeah, she is pretty good. But yeah, at the same time, that movie was like, I don't know. Original Children of the Corn, I watched. Thumbs down. I hated Children of the Corn. that movie sucked. Julian, have you ever seen the original Children of the Corn?
I have not.
Can I ask a question? What do you think Children of the Corn is?
Isn't it just about like these weird like kids that actually grow in the corn stalks and are kind of like terrorizing this farm?
No, it's not.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I had a similar kind of fucking thing where I was like, you look at like art or pictures of like the covers of like the Children of the Corn movies, and you're like, you just get this image of like, oh, it's about these like real lifeless kids that are gonna like stalk these people and murder them and all this stuff. No, that's not what it's about. It's like these kids basically start their own cult sort of thing, and they murder all the adults in this town. And then these two people, including the girl from Terminator, Linda Hamilton, they stumble in there, and there's two kids that aren't in the cult. And it's a whole thing, and you gotta avoid the redheaded kid, but there's also a demon that's being summoned. It's crazy. Man, what a piece of shit.
So along those lines, not along those lines, but I always think about it in the same sentence, I think just because similar titles. But have you ever seen People Under the Stairs?
No.
I would be curious to see what you think of that one, because I remembered enjoying it when I was quite younger, and it's a horror movie, but it's not like a super scary horror movie, because I was able to watch it. I mean, it was also the televised version.
Sure,
so who knows? But I'd be curious to, like, I haven't seen it in ages, but like, I'd be curious to see what you thought of it, because it's one of those movies where it's like, you definitely think it's one thing and then it's not. And I found that pretty interesting.
Like, I felt let down by figuring out what Children of the Corn was actually about. That was kind of like the vibe I had in my head did not match the actual movie. I was like, oh no, this is not what I thought this was going to be. And it isn't better because of that. Next movie was Drugstore Cowboy. That's a good movie. Thumbs up. I actually like that one. It's weird.
I've only heard the name.
Yeah, it Matt Dillon, a very young, oh god, now I gotta look up the cast. Drugstore Cowboy. Oh, thank God I have all these. Heather Graham's in it, like really young Heather Graham's in it. It's basically a movie about like this guy who just like robs drugstores and is an addict and is really has really weird reasons for doing shit. And then it's kind of like almost like the start in my, probably not, but like the like, yeah, drugs will ruin your life and it's terrible. It was a good movie. I liked it. Next up, here's another classic horror movie that this may piss people off, but I watched the Amityville Horror. Thumbs down. That movie is fucking abysmal. Oh my god, it's so bad. I can't. Oh man, I can't believe how bad the original Amityville Horror is. It's just about a dude who wants to chop wood, man, and he's real into fucking chopping wood. Leave him alone. He paid way too much for his house. It's fucking cold in there. Let him chop his goddamn wood. Oh man, no, it's nothing. It's not even. It's just not a scary movie. I think
because I think because there's like an actual story behind that, but I think the actual story is pretty tepid to begin with, so there probably wasn't much to work with.
Right. And that's what I mean. And so like the original one is just like, okay, we'll imply some stuff here that, you know, may or may not have happened. And it's kind of, and like, but like all the stuff that's supposed to be scary isn't really scary. Like one of the big scares is like they lock the babysitter gets locked in the closet and the lights turn off. Oh my God. And that's it. That's all that happens. Like, really? Like, that's it? That's all that happens. And the guy's kind of, you know, losing his mind. That's like the big thing. But then there's like so many like fucking pointless scenes where like, he's like, oh, we'll show him when he went to that wedding the one time and he paid the caterer with a check and not cash. That, oh, crazy. I was like, really? Like, this is what we're doing? This sucks. Oh man. I also watched the remake with the Mint Mobile guy, Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, that's the one that I saw.
And that one wasn't bad. That one was okay. It was better than that one. I still didn't really like it. I still would give it a thumbs down, but it was better. I will wholeheartedly agree it was a better movie. Did I talk about Wake Up Dead Man on the show? I don't remember if I did or not. It's the new Knives Out movie. Good movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Or well,
I feel like
we talked about it.
I feel like we did. Yeah. It's good. It's thumbs up. It was better than Glass Onion in my opinion, but not as good as the original. I don't think you'll ever top the original Knives Out.
John reminded me of something, and it actually made me retroactively angry because I had forgotten that Knives Out was a theatrical movie, because that was actually, I think, the last new movie that I saw in the theater before lockdown.
Right.
And, you know, it was a huge hit and like people loved it. And then Netflix swooped in and bought it.
Yeah.
And so now it's like confined to Netflix, and it's like, that could have been like a really successful movie theater franchise. Especially
with all like the big name actors that they get to do these roles. It's crazy. Yeah, no, I wholeheartedly agree with them. Next movie I watched is kind of an interesting one. It's called Hollow Road. It's a thumbs down ultimately, but it's interesting. It's a horror movie from the perspective of the parents driving to the scene of the crime. And they're like on the phone. A really interesting premise. It's a lot of like just straight up acting where they're like, you know, these two parents are like panicking, talking to their daughter who got in like this car, like the old horror movie adage of like, I was driving on the road, somebody came out, I hit them. What do I do? And they're kind of trying to like guide them to not get arrested, because it's like it's a British movie and they're out like in the middle of the woods. They're like, okay, you know, try to revive them. That doesn't work. Okay. Drag them off the side of the road, make sure nobody comes along. And then, oh shit, I see headlights. What do I do? Right. That kind of thing. It's fascinating. It goes some places, and then kind of at the end, I was kind of like, it feels like a Twilight Zone episode that I was kind of like, okay, I think I get it, but I don't know. So yeah, it felt like a letdown kind of at the end. I don't know. That was me. Next up, The Cabin in the Woods. Thumbs up. That's a great movie. That's a fucking really fun movie.
Yeah.
That is a really fun movie.
I can watch Cabin in the Woods any day.
Yeah, that's a great movie. I really like that one. Next up, the movie Mayhem. That is a great movie. Thumbs up. It has I always forget his name, but he was the guy who played. He was the Asian guy in The Walking Dead. Also,
oh fuck, I'm forgetting his name right now because he's also the voice of Invincible.
Right. Oh, hold on.
Fuck, I had it like last time because you told me about this last week. I was like, oh yeah, that guy. Because like it came to me like right away, and now I can't think.
Yeah,
of it,
hold on. I got us. No worries. Stephen Yun
thank you.
Yeah, he's in there. Samara Weaving, who's the girl from Ready or Not. She's also great. She's in the movie.
Just saw the trailer for Ready or Not 2, and I'm so there.
I know. I want to see it too. That looks like a good one. Yeah, that's a good movie. It's really fun. The entire thing is like there's a new virus that's breaking out everywhere, and it basically causes people to become super aggressive. Not like really zombies. It goes away after a certain point in time, but the main character works for like basically this big law firm, and the whole movie takes place in this law firm. So the virus hits there, and now he just got fired right as they're getting quarantined, and so now he's super aggressive, and he's gonna fucking kill everybody in there. And it's actually great.
It's not him fighting off the other infected.
No. He is infected, and and
he's already pissed. He's already pissed.
He has a time limit for how long it can be, how many people he can kill before he is actually to blame for it. Right, and it's actually really good. And Samara Weaving is super fun. I like every movie I've seen her in. She's great. Next movie called Double Blind. This was a weird one. It was like a British movie, but had a really cool concept to it where they're like, it's a bunch of people confined in this pharmaceutical trial, and suddenly they learn that the drug that they took makes it to where if you fall asleep, you will just like implode, apparently, sort of. So now they have to stay up, and they're trying not to kill each other because, you know, it was actually pretty good. Thumbs up on that one. Better than I thought it'd be anyway. Killing of a Sacred Deer, thumbs up. One of the weirdest fucking movies I've ever seen in my life. Holy shit, that movie's weird. Loved it though. This one is on our list up next to watch for Cinemorons, The Lobster, thumbs up. Also one of the weirdest movies I've ever fucking seen. I loved it. Roofman. Have you ever heard of Roofman, Julian?
I think so.
Yeah. It has Channing Tatum in it. And
oh fuck. Yes, this was one of those movies where it was boycotted by me because like I saw the trailer like at every movie that I went to go see for a period of time.
I didn't have that effect.
Yeah, it looked fine. It's just at a certain point I was like, okay, no. Yeah. Like I have seen this trailer like 8 times now.
Yeah. It was good. I gave it a thumbs up. It was good. It was a true story kind of movie. Pretty, funny for the most part, but actually like kind of serious at bits too. It was good. Better than I thought.
Yeah, I like Channing Tatum, and I really like Channing Tatum when he gets to do comedy.
Yeah, and this he gets to do this. Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
Have you seen 21 Jump Street?
I have not. I should do that sometime.
Just filing that away for later.
Yeah, there you go. Here. Okay, The Astronaut is a movie that I watched. It is a horror movie about an astronaut that comes back from space, and they go into this like safe house, and weird shit starts to happen. Thumbs down. Fucking awful. I
feel like
movie.
I might have seen that one.
Yeah, it sucked.
Oh wait, no, this came out last year.
This came out
I did not
pretty recently. Yeah, we watched it. Man, that it's one of those movies that's like building up for its twist, right? Because like all this stuff's happening, and then when the twist happens, you're like, oh, that sucks. It was bad. Okay, Julian, have you ever watched the movie The Substance?
Fuck yeah. I saw that in the theater.
Yes. Thumbs up.
I love
that movie was good.
I love 85% of that movie.
Okay. Yeah. I could probably agree with that.
I think the ending goes full Kojima in a negative way.
I can kind of agree with that.
It's like, this is what the movie's about. Do you get what the movie's about? Yeah. And it's like, I was on board.
Yeah. No, I can agree with that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But the from a sheer body horror standpoint, fucking great. Oh man.
The effects are incredible.
They're so
I think
good.
The performances are amazing.
Yeah.
Like Randy Quaid, like he's just so fucking disgusting, and he doesn't even really have a big part in the movie, but every time he just makes your skin
You're
crawl.
just like, oh my god. Like that initial scene where he's just eating shrimp is just like, oh god, this dude is fucking gross. Yeah, that was a good movie. I really liked it. It was cool to see Margaret Qualley because I'd never seen her in a movie before. I'd only seen her in Death Stranding. Right.
And I thought Demi Moore was great.
Yeah.
I know how this is going to sound, but also I was like, man, good up on you for like doing like full nudity.
Yeah.
Like because like it was a huge deal. Like she got paid like $12 million for almost nothing in striptease. Like when I finally saw striptease, I was like, man, she barely like that
right.
Really that was $12 million. And like here it's like, wow, that, and it's not even like, it's not titillating nudity. It's like horrifying nudity, but like I phenomenal movie.
Yeah, it was great.
You know, I really felt for her as a character, but I think it does fall apart for me if you stop to think about the premise for any period of time.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
because like there's really no upside to the person taking the substance.
Right. At the same time, the only defense I would have of it is the person taking it is desperate and doesn't usually, and they're
not in their right mind.
They're not in their right mind, and they also like it's vague enough what the rules are. Like it's clear, but it's vague enough to where they're like, well, what does that exactly mean? And then suddenly it like snaps into as certain side effects start hitting, they're like, oh shit, that's what that means. Okay, gotta fix that. So yeah, it works in its own way. But yeah, I was like, damn, that was a great movie. And then the last one I have on my list, The Naked Gun, the new one. Thumbs up. It was great. It was really funny. Yeah, it was a good movie. That was a great movie. Yeah. It was a really great movie. I really enjoyed that one. That was like nonstop bits. It was good.
Yes. Yeah. So many good ones too. Yeah. And like I thought Liam Neeson was great. I thought Pamela Anderson was great.
Yeah, she was really good. Yeah. Really good movie. There's so many bits that I can't remember any of them now.
No, yeah, it all kind of float like it's all kind of one piece, but like it just Super Eye Patch Wolf put it really well where he's like, they were firing like, 5 jokes a minute at me, and about half of them were landing. I think more than half of them landed for me, but it's so quick. I really need to see it again because I know I was laughing through other jokes.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it was good. I really enjoyed it.
Also really, really happy that Weird Al was in there because I know. So, I don't think that I've seen the first two Naked. I saw 33 1/3 in the theater, and he was in that. So I was like, oh, it's cool to see Weird Al back.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, good movie.
Oh, sorry, I just remembered the whole snowman part.
Oh yeah, that part was good.
That part was great.
That part was good. Yeah, it was really good. That was
so
good.
Stupid.
It's so stupid. It's I love a stupid comedy, and that's a really good stupid comedy. So yeah. That was my movies that I remembered that I watched.
That was a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Glad I could.
I actually think we'll tie a bow on it here. I was going to do comments, questions, concerns, but I think we'll table that for next week.
There you go. Yeah, that sounds good. I won't watch as many movies. I had been months.
This was the big catch-up episode, right? So I've still got like a lot of stuff for next week, but not as much. Although me and John Gholson are supposed to really tear it up at the movie theater this weekend. I think we've got
you'll have the movies
3 to 4 on deck that we're gonna watch this long weekend.
Yeah.
So that's a lot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All right, but I think that's a show, Justin.
I think that's a show, Julian.
Yes, thanks to everybody for listening. Thanks to the wonderful Megan McDuffie for our theme song and interstitial tracks. Thanks to friend of the show, John Gholson, for being our announcer and providing us with our logo and artwork. Yeah, that's going to do it for this edition of the Stage Select. I've been Julian Titus. He's been Justin Ham. We've been the Stage Select. Signing off.
Uh-huh.
The Stage Select is copyrighted and owned by Space Monkey Mafia Productions, specializing in independent podcasting. Please consider sharing the show with your friends and support us by joining our Patreon or donating to our coffee. Thank you, and good night.